Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Well, people across eastern Pennsylvania and beyond can breathe easier this morning. Pennsylvania State Police say escaped murderer Danilo Cavalcante captured after nearly 2 weeks on the run. Police plan a news conference shortly to give more details. There's the Hunter Biden laptop, the emails, bank records, whistleblower testimony. House Speaker McCarthy says that given all of that, he was duty-bound to launch an impeachment inquiry of President Biden.
This effort will be led by Chairman James Comer at the Committee on Oversight, in coordination with Chairman Jim Jordan for Judiciary Committee, and Chairman Jason Smith on Ways and Means.
McCarthy urging the president to cooperate, although Democrats accuse Republicans of playing politics. The whistleblowers just keep popping up in D.C. Now a CIA insider has told Congress the agency bribed analysts to conceal their conclusion that COVID-19 likely got its start in a Chinese lab. With a Thursday night strike deadline looming, the United Auto Workers is shoring up its strategy.
If a contract can't be worked out with Detroit's big three automakers, the union might target individual plants. Both sides are exchanging offers and negotiating, but they still appear to be far apart on wages and benefits. Ford CEO Jim Farley says the company submitted a new offer that's their most generous in 80 years of the UAW and Ford. GM President Mark Royce reports progress has been made in the past few days, saying the give and take is really happening. Royce said GM's goal is to reward employees while also investing in the future. I'm Ed Donahue.
The latest inflation report just in. The Consumer Price Index has inflation at 3.7% annually. That is a 14-month high. On Wall Street, ahead of the opening bell, Dow futures 4 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Relief factor, pain relief that's natural, pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at relieffactor.com and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. Relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Be the next success story.
Inflation is pushing up the cost of just about everything, but life insurance actually costs less today than it did a few years ago. Now is the time to get the insurance you need. Call Select Quote and we'll help you save more than 50% on term life insurance. You can get up to $2 million in same-day coverage with no medical exam.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-646-9595 or go to SelectQuote.com now. That's 1-800-646-9595. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Rescuers have found more than 2,000 bodies in flood-ravaged eastern Libya, while more than 30,000 people have been driven out of their homes.
In the Libyan city of Derna, cranes poured dirt over a pit full of bodies. Extensive flooding in the area caused dams to break and washed away entire neighborhoods. Rescuers worked endlessly to carry people to safety from the floodwaters, which the Red Cross said reached heights of 23 feet. Analyst Claudia Gazzini told the AP the damage is so extensive the city is almost inaccessible for humanitarian aid workers.
Part of the roads accessing Derna have been destroyed, so the city is isolated.
And that report from correspondent Karen Chamis. The earthquake death toll in Morocco now has risen to just over 2,900. Townhall.com. California's governor says the state will intervene in an ongoing court case blocking San Francisco from cleaning up homeless encampments.
The Democratic governor says the judge has gone too far and is preventing California from solving a critical problem. Gavin Newsom says he hopes the case goes all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. He spoke Tuesday during an interview with the news outlet Politico in Sacramento. He previously blasted the judge's ruling that says the city can't clear encampments without more available shelter beds. Newsom is the former mayor of San Francisco. California is home to roughly 1/3 of the nation's population of homeless people, a problem that's dogged Newsom since he took office. I'm Julie Walker.
America's top-selling vehicle, the Ford F-150 pickup, will be getting a bit of a facelift next year. One of just a few new or updated vehicles to be shown off this week at Detroit's Big Auto Show. More on these stories, townhall.com.
wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You made it? Raining?
Love it.
Woke up to rain.
Sprinkles.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, we got more of it today.
Cooling the whole world down.
Yeah.
Love it.
Soaking rain.
It's so weird, though, because we went from like 103 to now I have to start thinking about jackets for my kids for the fall time. It's like there was no transition. And I know we're not fully there yet. We're going to have some fall time. But it just feels like a very weird juxtaposition.
Yeah. Well, it just went from 105 to now it's rainy.
To 60s.
Yeah.
It dropped 40 degrees in a day.
I'm glad.
I'm glad too. It just feels unhealthy.
Although we're supposed to be back into the 80s and by 90 by later in the week here. So it gradually creeps
Sure.
back.
And I'm sure we'll eventually get to that fall time, happy medium of 70s and 80s for 2 weeks. That's what always kills me about southeastern New Mexico. We have fall for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it'll come that last week of October, first week of November.
Pumpkin patch season is as we like to call it.
Halloween. That's when it'll happen. But happy Wednesday. Enjoy the weather while we got it.
I got told over the weekend that for Halloween, I should be Dora the Explorer. An adult, grown up, and down on her luck Dora the Explorer.
Why would someone tell you that?
Because I do a really good Dora the Explorer impression.
You have an impression. Okay.
Hola, soy Dora. Yeah, so I was doing that over the weekend, and she's like, you should do Dora the Explorer. I was like, only if you're like my alcoholic friend Boots. grown up Boots. Oh, God, no. No, I'd keep that's the whole point, is she's really down on her luck. It's been a rough couple of years for Dora.
Yeah.
It turns out the map was wrong.
I never got into Dora the Explorer. So.
My little brother was at an age where he was into shows like that. So I was subjected to it. Right. I didn't ever get into Dora. I don't think anybody ever gets into Dora the Explorer unless you're of a certain generation.
Yeah, and I was ahead of that generation.
Yeah.
So I was already thinking about girls and stuff by the time Dora the Explorer came on.
Well, I had a little brother, all right, so I had to babysit.
Well, I did too, but I think my brother. How much younger is your brother?
He was born in 1997.
Yeah, see, my brother was born in 78, so we passed him by, too.
Yeah.
He was kind of, he's 5 years younger than me. So, that's why.
Yeah.
I just didn't have anybody around that cared about it, but,
Yeah.
But it's like in this modern world now, I know more about Paw Patrol than I should, and that's because of my nephew.
Dude, I know more about most franchises than I should, thanks to my children. I know more about My Little Pony than any straight male in his late 30s ever should. Put it that way.
Although, to compare and contrast, if you remember, and I'm friends with him on Facebook, this is how I just found this nugget this morning. If you remember, comedian that came through town a couple years ago, he was a former Marine, or I'd say he's a Marine. There's no such thing as former Marine. He was a Marine. He is a Marine, and he was a former firefighter. And he was dealing with PTSD, but he was a stand-up comic.
Sure.
His name was Travis Howells or Howells, I think, or something like that. But anyway, He came through town. I remember interviewing him. He did a show at the NIMI. He was really funny dude. But anyway, on his Facebook post this morning, he had his feet, and they were all, his toenails were painted different colors. Mm-hmm. And he said, girl dad things.
Luckily, I've avoided most of that because my kid's not super into makeup.
Not yet.
My daughter.
Give her time. It just gets a little.
Oh, no. She is her mother's daughter. I'm fully aware.
It just gets a little.
I didn't know what the letter is. I didn't know that MUA stood for makeup artist until my kid's mom introduced me to that term. So now I'm terrified for my daughter's future because she's gonna know a thing or two about makeup.
Well,
pretty sure.
Would you like to combat that gee whiz knowledge with some more gee whiz knowledge?
Oh, sure. Do
you know what BAR stands for?
Actually, I don't.
Beer and alcohol room. BAR.
Oh, see, I was thinking like the legal bar.
No.
The bar exam.
Like when you go into a bar.
Beer and alcohol room?
That's what bar is short for.
Really?
Beer and alcohol room.
So what's a pub?
I don't know.
Pints? I don't know.
Pints under...
See, because P's and Q's is pints and quarts.
Right.
I knew that one from a while back.
I don't know. Pints under... I don't know. We'll work on that one.
Time to hit it.
Yeah, bar is beer and alcohol room.
Let's hit the Googler.
Learned that the other day.
Or is it just a convenience? Because I don't know. Because a bar is, there's a bar. It's the bar. So I thought that's what it was named after.
No, beer and alcohol room.
Where did you learn that?
The internet, like everybody else.
Pub is short for public house.
Ah, public house.
Yes, it's a drinking establishment licensed to serve alcohol drinks.
Right.
What does BAR stand for? This says British Accredited Registry, but I think that's for the bar exam.
Yeah, not. Yeah, that has to be a lawyer.
Shut up, Google.
That has to be a lawyer.
Yeah, that's for the bar exam or the bar association.
Which I don't think those two mesh very well.
Although
you're trying to study for the bar in a bar, you're probably not going to pass.
When used in a sentence, lawyers for Donald Trump spent most of their evening in the bar.
But yeah, I could. But anyway, factoid for the day.
There you go. See, who says morning radio doesn't teach us something?
That's right. You learn something every day. So happy Wednesday. Enjoy your rain. Don't forget, we do have a plethora of football games for you on Friday. The Roswell Coyotes. They will be right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. They travel to Carlsbad to take on the Cavemen. Art and Kelly, call that one for you. Pre-game start around 6:40 with kickoff at 7 p.m. Watch the game, ksvptv.com. Listen to it right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Yes, indeed.
The Goddard Rockets will be at home taking on the Piedra Vista Panthers.
Fun fact, that's the team that Roswell High beat back in 2001 for our state championship.
Ah, there you go.
Dontrell Moore, along with 25 seniors, never said die. Roland Glimbine's direct quote.
Nice.
I've never forgotten that.
Were you in school then, or was that?
Yeah, I graduated in 02.
I was gonna say, I think that was.
I
your
actually
time
got
when
to
you
travel with the band to Farmington to play that game.
He was a wee coyote back then.
A little wee coyote.
But yes, Goddard will be hosting Piedra Vista here at the Wool Bowl Friday night. We'll have the coaches calling that one for you. That one will be on our sister station, 106.1 FM Fierro. And also live streaming video, ksvptv.com. Once again, pregame will start around 6:40 with the kickoff at 7 p.m.
And the biggest dance of the season.
Yeah, big game in Artesia Friday night as the Cleveland Storm travel to Artesia to take on the Bulldogs.
I'm actually kind of stoked that I get to.
You guys are going to go.
I've never so fun. Pull back of the curtain. This radio station was granted a suite in the world famous Bulldog Bowl for this game. So I'm going to, for really the first time, I think maybe in my professional career, enjoy a game from the suite.
Enjoy it. It's fun. Yeah. I've seen a couple games in the suite there over the years.
It always does strike
really
me
cool.
as funny though, because you got your regular seats, your bleacher seats, and then you got what they call the nosebleeds, right? Like if you're looking at like a regular stadium,
which
show,
at high school is not really a thing.
No, I know. If you're going to like a stadium show, you got your nosebleed seats because they're generally the cheaper tickets, right? The suites are above that.
Right.
It's technically an even worse view than the nosebleeds.
But technically not.
Because you've got like video feeds and
well,
stuff.
Well, that, and you actually have a good view from up there. And then you're in air-conditioned comfort.
Oh, of course.
And you're steps away from popcorn, hot dogs, sodas.
No. I'm fully aware of that.
It's better to be in the suite.
It is better. I'm fully aware of that.
The one thing that, and this is in Artesia, the one thing that's different is you're in those boxes and you're kind of isolated. You don't hear the crowd and such so much. So the TV, you got to really rely on it to give you an ambiance of football because, I mean,
but
there's
even
a big
that's going to be
window.
on a delay, right?
No, it's...
is it direct feed?
Yeah, because it's the way that's set up through there, the way they feed it to the thing versus over the internet.
Okay.
But that was like the first time I was like, this feels too quiet in here to be a football game. You know what I mean? And so, it's going to be a lot of fun. But if you want to see the defending 6A and 5A state champs square off Friday night, that will be at the Wool Bowl. We'll have that for you on our sister station, 990 AM KSVP. You can also watch it live streaming video, ksvptv.com and the Bulldogs channel.
That just reminds me, one of my favorite alternate words for Worcestershire sauce is wash your sister sauce. I saw a TikToker say it. I was like, I love that. That's my new thing.
There's about 10 of those that are pretty good.
Wash your sister sauce on there.
I can't remember the one. There was one I saw that made
There's Worcestershire or Chestershire. I've heard a bunch of them.
Yeah, we add a couple vowels to it. Worcestershire. Worcester sauce.
Worcester.
Wash Your Sister is a good one. There was another one that's like Wash Your Sister. I can't remember what it is, though. So I'll percolate, see if I can come up with it. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. I'm going to do it today. We got time this morning. So we're going to play our interview with Jim Townsend. It's not my interview. It was our boss, Gene Dow.
I'm a little concerned about that phone ringing.
Yeah, I thought I heard one, too. But of course, Jim Townsend is. Do we have a guest?
Janine.
Oh yeah, come on, tell her to bring her in. Yeah, so
tell her to bring her in.
I forgot to write that down.
Yeah.
No, that's my fault.
So can we fit both?
Probably not, but we'll try to work it in. So Janine Beth's going to join us.
Biggest tease ever.
I know. I can't get this thing in. I keep trying to get it in, and I can't.
Well, because you have like whole swaths of days where it's like we're just replaying interviews, and all this week we have been booked.
I know.
Solid.
No. So Janine Beth's going to join us for the Chaves County Federated Republic of Women, and their monthly meeting will be next week. Imagine they got a lot to talk about.
Oh, sure.
After the whole governor's thing and all that. I'm going to try to work in this Jim Townsend thing. I'm going to somehow, some way. I'm going to work.
Is it a standard Gene interview, like 15?
It's 26 minutes.
Okay.
So it is a little bit longer. That's why I can't just crowbar it.
Gotcha.
He went like me on our interview.
Now that's a Gene long form, which is kind of like a happy medium between my like country breaks and Mike's long form talk breaks.
Yes.
On a scale, it goes Sean to Mike.
Right. Sean's your snippet. Yep. I'm Gone with the Wind, and Gene's your standard hour and a half movie.
Speaking of snippet, I've been trying to fit this little fact in for a few days now. Did you know that the Mission Impossible theme is actually MI in Morse code? Dun, 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 dun,
is
dun,
it?
Dun, dun, short or dash, dash, dot, dot, dash, dash, dot, dot. M is dash, dash, dash. I is dot, dot.
Is that intentional? Or
no, it was totally intentional.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Or you think it's just a happy accident?
I mean, if it was a happy accident, that's one heck of a coincidence.
Yeah.
But I was walking around all day Monday going dash, dash, dot, dot, dash, dash, dot, dot, annoying the bejesus out of everyone, I'm sure.
Well, good news.
There you go.
If you ever need to Morse code MI to somebody, you got that one down.
Yeah, you know. Yep.
Why does this guy keep saying MI to me? MI. It's because that's all I know. By the way, let me keep going with my my rundown here. Brian Luck, Roswell Independent School District Superintendent, will join us in the 8 o'clock hour to give us an update on what's going on with the school board, having their last school board meeting and all that. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have three folks join us from the La Tortula Book Club. It's a bilingual book club, and Dora, Jan, and Bella will join us from the La Tertula. I keep thinking I'm butchering that, but book club, and we'll learn a little bit about that, what it's about when they meet, and invite you to come be a part of it. So, and like I said, we'll try to work in that interview with Representative Jim Townsend that Gene had on Monday, talking about the governor. But first off, he's alive. That's how they start the interview, because there was rumors last week or week before about Jim Townsend passing away, and it was all over social media for a minute. And I think he came on and said, "I'm still here, not me. I'm good to go." So they address that, and then they get into the governor's edict that she dropped on us last Friday. So, but we'll try to work that in. Before we do anything else, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms hanging around the area today, with moist air moving into the southwestern states. Will be cloudy and scattered showers and a few thunderstorms, and some of those storms could be severe with damaging wind and large hail. Our afternoon high today in the mid to upper 80s. Lingering showers overnight with low 60s, and then we're back to sunshine on Thursday. Maybe an isolated shower, upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 64 degrees here in Roswell. Some light rain out there, although it doesn't look like it's raining at the second. Humidity is at 90%. Winds are out of the south at 10 miles per hour. More rain today, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms pretty much all day here. Partly cloudy, expecting highs in the mid-80s. 84 today with south winds at around 10 miles per hour. They're saying less than 1/10 of an inch of rain expected unless we get a thunderstorm through the area. Tonight, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before midnight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 61 degrees, south winds 5 to 10. 20% chance of rain for you Thursday, partly cloudy, high of 88 tomorrow, northwest winds 5 to 10. 20% for tomorrow night as well, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 64 degrees. Friday, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, partly cloudy, and a high of 86, north winds at around 10 miles per hour. 40% chance of rain for Friday night, so bring a poncho when you're going out to the Wool Bowl if you're traveling down to Carlsbad or Artesia this weekend or Friday night. We are looking at a 40% chance of rain, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 62. And for the weekend, 20% chance of rain Saturday, mostly cloudy and 81. Sunday, mostly sunny and 85. So it looks like Saturday night is the last talk of rain chances, because after Sunday, wait a minute, Tuesday there's a 20% chance in there, but looks like it starts wrapping up around there. We'll see. All right, it is 7:22. We're going to take a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then Janine Best joining us with the Chaves County Federated Republican Women on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The journey rolls on for your Roswell Coyotes, and coming up this Friday, your Coyotes travel to Carlsbad to take on the Cavemen. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com have got you covered. Join Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald for the pregame show beginning at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Coyotes versus the Cavemen of Carlsbad, Friday night beginning at 6:45 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and online at KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always. Did you get a lowball trade offer on your vehicle? Did you spend hours haggling over prices? Were you laughed at because of your credit? Of course not. You made the smart choice and went to Roswell Ford. At Roswell Ford, there's never been a better time to save thousands and get approved for the new car or quality pre-owned vehicle you've always wanted. Our lenders' approval requirements are more forgiving than ever. If you have a steady job and proof of residence, you could be approved in minutes. Even with bad credit or no credit, over mileage on your lease, or buried on your loan, Roswell Ford will take any trade, even if you owe $6,000, $8,000, even $10,000 more than your old car is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. If you're looking for a new or quality pre-owned vehicle at or near your current monthly payment with little or no money down, visit Roswell Ford today for incredible savings. Roswell Ford, the home of Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell. Plus tax and tag, trade balance refinance to the new loan, subject to lender approval, offers not combined.
It takes a long time to develop trust. At LaGrone Funeral Chapel, they've been earning your trust for decades. They understand how important it is to friends and family to celebrate a life in the way you choose. The professionals at LaGrone will ease your stress and anxieties. They'll provide the guidance you need to select a service that's appropriate. And that's what they've been doing for generations, earning your trust and doing the right thing. LaGrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, 900 South Main in Roswell. Online at LaGroneFuneralChapels.com.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, it's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571. The NMMI Broncos are 1-0 in conference and 2-1 overall when they return home to Roswell Saturday to face Kilgore College. The Rangers are undefeated overall and in Southwest Junior College Football Conference play are averaging 48 points a game. Come out to the Wool Bowl Saturday 4 p.m. to watch these two high-powered teams do battle. NMMI Broncos versus the Kilgore Rangers, Saturday 4 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, New Mexico. Don't miss it.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Chavez County Federated Republican Women, Janine Best back with us. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm good.
Doing good?
I'm blessed. Is this?
Yeah, but move a little closer just so they can.
Hello.
There you go. So as a. You tend to get your hand in the dirt once in a while, too. You're probably pretty happy with the weather and everything. It's kind of nice.
I'm loving the weather. Farmers and ranchers, mud is the best thing on a newly mopped floor.
Yeah.
We're just like, yeah, bring it in.
I was kind of questioning, like, what about the alfalfa growers? Do they get nervous at this time, or is this because I know that's really fickle?
I don't know how many cuttings they already have off the top. And if they've just cut it and they're getting ready to pop up again, they'll love it. If they've got it laying down and they have to go through and turn it over and dry it out again.
Okay.
But it's going to be a whole week.
Okay. I didn't know if it get a little fickle for them.
From what
but
the weather said on the TV, I didn't listen to
it. Looks like about Saturday this thing wraps up here. So,
so usually they know, and they watch far enough out that they know. So I don't even know what cutting it is. It could be like the 5th cutting, 6th cutting.
Yeah, well, farmers, when you do it long enough, you kind of get like a Sherpa, and you just kind of read the tea leaves and act accordingly. So.
Exactly. Livestock, we just like them. It just washes the dirt off, and they get fresh grass.
There you go. It's a good thing. So pray for more of this.
I was never a farmer, though.
No, the family never got into all that stuff?
Never farmed. Okay. I was strictly cattle and sheep.
Okay. I didn't know if it's like... If you said, "Oh, we got all this land with the cows, let's grow some corn over here."
No.
Not for professional.
I don't have a green thumb.
Yeah, me either.
I can grow cactus and loco weed.
My thumb's burnt.
Cactus and loco weed is about my time.
Yeah, I can nail the weeds, boy. I can grow me a patch of weeds like nobody's business. But for folks not familiar, the Chavez County Federated Republican Women kind of it's in the title. They are an organization that supports the Republican Party for New Mexico and particularly Chavez County is the focus for that. But really a twofold organization. One is putting people in touch with candidates, getting people informed. So when you do go to the vote here in October or November, depending on early voting or when you regular vote, you're informed on your decisions.
We give you the option to get informed.
Yes.
At our luncheon coming up Wednesday,
1 week from today, actually.
September 20th. I printed this off last night, and it was bigger. It was bigger last night.
The print done shrunk overnight.
It did.
Someone put it in
the 20th, and we have all of our Republican candidates for the school district.
Okay.
No, just the city. Just the city.
City council.
City council.
Is there any judge candidates too in there, or just the
nope.
council? Okay.
Nope. We have Ward 2, Will Kevin, Christopher Hensley. Ward 4, Daryl Johnson, Joseph Green. Ward 3, Mike Chappelle.
Chapel. Yeah, Matthew Chapel.
Sounds more elegant.
It does sound fancy. I went to Leadership Roswell with him.
There you go.
And matter of fact, Historical Society too. We actually serve together on quite a few different boards.
So Mr. Chapel
Yeah.
and Ward 5, Barry Foster. So keep in mind, the only ones that speak at our luncheon are Republicans.
Yes, it is a Republican.
It is strictly Republican.
And so you're more than welcome to come. So the next week you can come and listen to all the candidates.
Yes. This is where you get informed.
Absolutely. It's at the convention center. It's always that third Wednesday of the month.
Correct.
Around the lunch hour. So start about 11:30.
Yeah, and our lunch this time is Salisbury steak with whipped buttered potatoes.
Ooh.
Yeah, assorted desserts, tea and water.
I do love Salisbury steak.
Yeah.
I don't know, which Salisbury it came from. Like I'm sure there's 60 Salisburys. Is a British Salisbury?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
I know it's a brown gravy.
But to be honest,
it's just chopped steak.
I know, but most of the time you have it, it comes out of a Hungry Man box. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, sure. This will be fresh.
This will be fresh.
Yep, this one will be fresh, so it'll be yummy.
Oh, and
yummy.
I love whipped mashed potatoes home.
They'll have a
my
salad,
favorite.
and it just and we try to keep most of our food soft because our crowd's a little older. So.
Well, it'll be a vacation for your gums on Wednesday.
Exactly.
But definitely want to invite you to come and listen to hear what.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, these are the people you really want to pay attention to, because I know watching Fox or CNN or whatever you're watching is fun and adventurous, and it's kind of like watching wrestling on Wednesday night or Friday night or something. But as far as decisions that are going to be made that directly impact your life the most
in Roswell,
the individuals you're going to be seeing and speaking on Wednesday and ultimately voting for here in November are going to impact your life way more greatly than any person you see on the news here.
I believe next month we have the school district and the judge.
Okay, very good.
So we're kind of splitting it up because that's a lot of people to be talking.
It is a bevy of people in a short amount of time.
And you're going to get a lot of information, but you can walk up to them, shake their hands, look in their eyes, and say, what are you going to do for this city?
Absolutely. And that's the great thing about it. And the thing is too, and this is what you can talk to them afterwards and things. So yes, you're going to hear their prepared speech or whatever, but afterwards or before, you could show up and say, hey, so-and-so, I'm in your ward. What are you going to do about these street lights?
Or
what
here's my list. Bring a list to them. Say, here's my list. Fix it.
Yeah, exactly. And educate yourself too, because and it's easy to get confused, but you see it a lot with people running for office, not just people that are voting for people in office, but especially at this level, because let's face it, everyone that's running for office aren't people that have law degrees and have spent time being politicians.
These are and that's who
they're farmers, ranchers, business owners.
Exactly, and that's who we want up there.
Yeah,
because that is we are the basis of the community.
Absolutely.
And we have to learn a few new things. We hope that you don't get tied up in the politics.
Right.
We haven't had that for a long time. Now it's new, but that's okay. Don't get tied up in the politics.
Sure.
Do what's best for your citizens.
Absolutely.
Not for you, not for someone else. You've got a whole ward, and it's not just the ward you're working for. You're working for the city.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're representing your particular ward.
Correct.
But you're making decisions for the whole city. Now, if problems are brought to light that are going on in your ward, you're the representative to bring it to the city council.
Correct.
So if your ward's got a crime problem in a certain park or a certain neighborhood, and you want to address that specifically, you bring that to the council.
You bring
and say,
it to the council. You don't go out and take care of it yourself.
Yes, exactly. You bring it to the council and let the council work as a 10-person unit along with the city staff and manager and everything else to get your problem addressed.
Yes, sir.
But here's the thing, too, is some people don't realize, especially if you go out on the south end where county lines and city lines get a little muddy, sometimes the problems you're thinking about, you're like, well, that's technically a county problem, not a city problem, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you need to educate, because I've had that in the past where I've had people run for county commissioner and they're talking about fixing city streetlights, and I'm like, well, you picked the wrong job to run for, because that's not going to help you.
You learn to work hand in hand with everybody.
Yeah, and so you
try to.
So you got to kind of delineate a little of that, understand where your neighborhood is, and who are the people that are the actual representatives.
And not
in that area.
everybody's going to agree.
Exactly.
So you've got to learn to agree to disagree.
Absolutely, but and
Which
that's
is
the
hard.
thing too. Well, that's just it too. We
It's
all
very
can.
hard.
You know, we all may not agree on exactly how a certain building or certain facility should meet a certain need or something,
Correct.
but I think we all can agree that, you know, we need that certain facility or whatever. It's just how we get it done, and really, you know, it's an ideology of opinions on you know, do we want to do new? Do we want to rehab old? Do we want to?
Exactly.
Do we want to? And
Well,
and that's the
everything's
battle.
cost effective. You know,
Mhm.
you've got to see what the cost is and how run down it is, whatever the case may be, and get your pencil sharp, because it's not easy to run a city.
Yeah, city government is hard work. That's not sexy.
Exactly.
And doing city council and all that right is kind of the same way. I mean,
You got to take a left hook.
yeah, I mean, people throw politics in there, but at the end of the day, it's really nuts and bolts about dollars and cents.
Correct.
and that's where people get passionate because people want their projects
do.
and things, and that's where
But you know, we manage our families, we manage our businesses, we manage our kids.
Absolutely.
So your management skills goes along with everybody else's. There's no professional. They say there's professionals. There's no professionals because it's all common sense.
Mhm.
It's all common sense. And whether you can use the lingo that they have, which I can't spell it most of the time, but that's okay.
Sure.
Spelling doesn't have everything to do with it.
Sure. I would imagine you'll probably get a few questions next week because of what happened Friday here in the state of New Mexico.
What happened Friday?
I was actually making this comment with Janine off air. Our governor has managed to do one thing that no other politician in the history of the state of New Mexico has ever been able to do.
Or the country.
Or the country, for that
the
matter.
country.
Yeah, I know. Or the country. Get Republicans and Democrats to agree on something.
Exactly.
And you saw it. I mean, yesterday kind of was the icing on the cake when you got your own state attorney general saying, the governor, that's unconstitutional. You can't
Correct.
do what you're doing right there. And so when you, that's, I don't know if this,
It's crazy.
I don't know if we slap her on the back or you know, what do we do here? Because
Well, so who's
I'm like,
gonna-
you managed to rally everybody against
So
you.
here's my question. All these lawsuits that are coming against her,
Yeah.
Attorney General says, I'm not taking them. I'm not protecting you. So who's going to pay her law bills now that she's got all these suits against her?
President Biden, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
His people.
So that leads me to the question. How far out or who told her to do this? I mean, she's silly, and I could say a few other words.
Sure.
But is she really that silly to be reaching that far out? So I think we are the test ground for something bigger.
I could actually
If
see
you
your
could see
point.
that.
I can see that. I mean,
Because the time is right. It's a year and a half out before the big election.
Sure.
You know, or is she wanting to line herself up to run for president and nobody's seeing her? Now she wants to be seen because they're all looking at Newsom.
sure. She's looking at it. Yeah. She's well.
Yeah.
I mean, we
see,
get into
now you're
politics,
thinking.
but I mean, we all know the history here. The vice president marrying her off. I mean,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. That leads to the stuff of which Janine's talking about now, and that's why I'm like,
There's a trail.
I would not be surprised at all if
There's a
this
rabbit
was,
trail there somewhere, and they think we're stupid enough not to see it.
Yeah, but needless to say, it's going to make things very interesting
Correct.
in this next election cycle. I know people are talking impeachment stuff, and I don't know how that's going to happen because the legislature
talk.
is just as liberal as she is, and I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No, they're not going to number. Of course, she can't be elected again.
Exactly.
Only 2 terms.
Yeah.
So she has nothing to lose at this point.
Exactly.
She has nothing to lose.
Unless
at this
she's
point.
planning on coming back Because I think technically you can run 2 terms, then go away, and then come back again. I think that's
Lord forbid.
I think that's legal in the state of Mexico.
Let's start praying on that one.
Unless he's doing that move, but which I hope not. But
exactly.
I don't know. But this I'm hoping she's going scorched earth enough here where it's going to taint any Democrat that
So
runs for office.
can we bring back tar and feathering in the public square?
Hey.
Is that possible?
It worked well in our colonial times. You know.
I mean, let's go back to the original stuff where you start cutting off fingers or whatever for stealing. I mean, she's saying we need to take control of this. Well, she's taking control the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, you need to get stiffer penalties and all that. Of course, that goes into your DA talk with your district attorney that comes in. I know you have them talking every now and then. They're right. It needs to be tougher.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm tired of people getting turned down. And I know the people out there, the public, is tired of the catch and release.
Well, it doesn't work. Mm-mm. B, it makes our place more dangerous.
I mean, even with our kids, the catch and release, it didn't work. You know, the grounding didn't work. So what makes her think this is going to work?
And humanity, people need a deterrent.
Yeah.
And people can get mad when I say this, but I personally believe humanity is only as good as the person watching them.
Correct.
You know, this is why they preach integrity so hard when you join the military, because that's the one thing that's like, look, if we can get you to be honest and be integrity, we can figure the rest out.
We've lost that with our parents.
Yeah.
We're 4 generations out. The grandparents that raised the kids that are fairly good, you know, they're gone now. So you've just got the bad teaching the bad. And not all parents are that way. I'm not saying all parents are bad and don't have the common sense. It's just 4 generations out. And New Mexico is one of the worst when it comes to welfare and not wanting to work and all of that. Look at our businesses that can't find worker bees.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, you got to work. It's
crazy.
It is. And it's one of those things. And so at the end of the day, all you can do is do your thing, vote your heart. And do it. So this is why I kept saying yesterday, you see all this stuff going on in the state. I know it's fun to get on Facebook and social media and spout and get in fights with other people.
I'm good at that. I am like the queen of that.
I know it's fun.
And my spelling sucks, but that seems to really irritate people.
That just eggs them on. But the place that you make your impact is in the voting booth.
Yes.
That is where you do it. And and this is another thing that gets me mad, and I know Republicans, Democrats always do this, but you vote for the person that you believe is the right person for that choice. I know we have a lot of people saying, that's a wasted vote. You voted for so-and-so.
And not a popular person.
Yeah.
You're the person that can do the job.
Yeah.
That's willing to stand up. I mean, they're willing to stand up and do the job or they wouldn't be running.
Exactly.
But get somebody that's not a puppet, that's not a yes man. Get somebody that's going to go in there and stir the pot for the people.
Sure. Absolutely. You know? And that's what we need. But when people tell you, you voted for, if that's the person that you like, that your values and everything you believe, you vote for that person because that's how this country works. People that tell you stuff like that are trying to manipulate you get you to do your thing their way. Screw them.
And don't listen to your spouse or your friend. You've got your own mind.
Now them you might listen to.
And they're not going to know what you voted. It's a closed booth. They're not going to know what you voted unless you tell them, and then that's on you.
Exactly. Of course, your spouse, you probably figure out. If you have a good relationship, I would think that
I don't know. I know a lot of Republican Democrats married, and that's...
My household's not that bad. My household is... I'm a Commanders fan. My wife's a Cowboys fan, so that's our line in this.
Did the Cowboys win?
They did.
Okay.
40-0.
Okay.
They beat the Giants badly.
Okay.
On Monday Night Football.
I'm not a football fan. I'm a baseball fan.
Who's your?
I really don't have a team except Nimi. Of course, my son did 6 years of catcher.
Well, that's local school. Yeah, that's your local team.
And of course, my world is horses. AQHA. So that's.
But do you like? So you don't care if there's a baseball game on?
As long as it's a good game.
Okay. Is there a team you hate? Like you won't watch?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
It's like a lot of people like have a scoring.
Because usually I don't watch TV. I'm usually either doing arts and crafts, and it's just in the background or whatever like that.
Baseball's a good thing to put in the background.
Horses. I spend all summer up at the horse races. On the weekends I go up there and watch the horses run. But I like to look at the body shapes and stuff like that.
Okay. Study the
horses. I don't study the jockeys or the times or anything like that. I just look at the horses. And usually I can get through the day and play on them.
Nice. Have fun. And
it works.
Get your sports fix.
Yeah.
And
speaking of horses,
yes.
Guess what is this weekend?
And that's the other thing. I was like, we need to shut up about politics and let's talk about partying.
So let's talk
this
about
Saturday.
partying.
Yeah.
No speeches.
Yeah, no speeches.
No speeches.
It's because everyone's going to be stuffing meat in their mouth.
Exactly. So we have this weekend, and we still have tickets available. We're still letting everybody in that wants to come in. This is the Cowboy Prom.
Yes, this is probably your biggest fundraiser that the Chaves County Federated Republican Women do.
Takes me 2 years to decorate tables.
That's why it's only every other year.
Exactly. So it's this Saturday.
Yes.
The doors open at 5:30. The bars will open at 5:30.
Yes.
So come on in and start drinking. It'll last till 11.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Graham brothers from Ruidoso.
Yeah, they're backed by popular demand.
Backed by popular demand, 6 years. If you saw Visions last Sunday in the newspaper, that explains the whole thing. It was a great article. They've been playing with us six different sets or 6 different times.
They're kind of traditional now.
Traditional.
Yeah.
Good country and western swing. Older music. It's not the real young music. Big dance floor. You won't be bumping into each other. So if you're dancers... I found out that I have a group called the Graham Groupies.
Okay.
So we have the Graham Groupies coming in from Hope. And,
so they're going to need some space.
Oh, they'll need space. I don't know how they'll like the cement, but that's okay.
That's all right.
Put a little cornmeal out there, and they'll get to sliding, and they'll love it.
There you go.
So we have 5.
Put a little Crisco in the boots.
Yep. We have 5 auction items, live auction items.
Okay.
We don't go where it takes forever to get through this stuff.
Just a couple items to get
Correct.
you back to dancing and eating.
Correct.
Yeah.
We have one item that is strictly for our scholarship fund.
Okay.
So that money that is collected for that item goes strictly to our scholarship fund to help that line item move forward.
Which, come to the meeting next Wednesday if you want to learn more about scholarships and the program, that side of things, and some of our junior members and things too.
Oh, and we have a lot of junior members. Actually, a lot of them will be helping put together.
They'll be out working on Saturday.
We have the Institute presenting colors.
Okay.
So that's going to be fun.
Make it formal and official.
Make it formal and official. We have our chief fire chief, Matt Miller, is coming to play his bagpipes.
Is he going bagpipes? Okay.
He's going bagpipes with the band. So
nice.
That should be fun.
So they're gonna put a little Irish flair, Scottish flair in the country western.
No speeches.
No speeches.
No speeches. We are what we call a card cut. So you take a deck of cards.
Okay.
You pay for a card. We tear it in half, throw it in a bucket. We are doing that for a commemorative Second Amendment Henry repeating 22 long rifle.
Ooh, nice. This is more of a hang on the wall kind of.
And gold. It is beautiful.
This is a collector's piece, not a functional.
Thought this, we knew it was going to be good.
Yeah.
But now that MLG's done her crap,
right,
it may be even better.
Right. So it is a functional gun, but it's more one you want to put on the shelf.
Yeah. I've got it zip tied so nobody can cock it because that's not good for a commemorative.
Well, yeah, you want it. It's pristine. It's kind of like those toy collectors that keep things in boxes.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of concept.
That you never get to look at.
Yeah, exactly. Or joy.
Exactly. We have a few silent auction items. That also helps us. Peppers is catering.
That means the food's going to be delicious, as always.
Good food. Green chili brisket.
There you go.
And I call it drunken chicken. I think they call it tequila lime chicken. I just say it's been drunk. I don't know how they get the chicken drunk. They get her done. And they're going to be serving their margaritas.
So come and enjoy.
Margaritas, yeah.
Get a lively libation while you're dancing and everything, and just and that's what it is. A fun night.
It's a fun night.
Dinner, dancing, socializing, hanging out, and all the proceeds go to the Chaves County Federated Republican Women. That one silent auction item there will be directly for the scholarship.
The rest of it is for literacy. For like during our meeting, we're presenting the Roswell Public Library with a book for one of our members.
Okay.
So that comes out of that fund too. We also help the Assurance Home.
Another great organization that does a lot for
we help
youth
the
in our
veterans.
community.
We send a lot of mail to the veterans, especially at Christmas. We're collecting Christmas cards. So if anybody wants to get me Christmas cards, what we'd like you to do is sign them.
Yeah, you guys did the little postcards about 3 or 4 months ago.
Yes.
Here. Yeah.
These right now we're collecting for, I'm not sure where it is, but we need 500 of them.
Okay.
So you sign your name to a Christmas card. You give it to us. We like that you put a little bit of scripture or a saying or something
something
in it
personal in there,
to
little-
build them up and tell them where we're from.
Something feel good.
Yeah. You know, if you're from Las Cruces or whatever, or Roswell's right in there, Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Tell them we got a green chili
we
waiting
are
on you.
a
We get
state.
home.
Yeah. Yes, we are a state.
Yes, we're one of the 50 you're defending right now.
Correct. Let's see what else I got. Our sponsor for the luncheon, we have a sponsor every month, and the sponsor this month, let me get my eyes adjusted here, is the Honorable Greg Nybert. He is the House Majority Whip with the New Mexico House of Representatives, so he's sponsored the luncheon. So,
Awesome.
His name will be up in lights.
By the way, I believe it's Monday. Is Monday Constitution Day next week?
I don't know.
He's going to be at the college doing their Constitution Day talk.
Okay.
Greg Nybert is. So if you can't wait to see, after you see him Saturday, come out Monday and hear him talk about the Constitution.
You know what?
Out of
We do have Hope Morales.
Ah.
See, I can't see because I got it printed so small last night.
It is pretty tiny.
And I have such bad eyesight. So Hope Morales.
Former school board president.
And then it goes down into the Republican candidates.
Excellent.
So that
she's not running. Yeah, again, she said she stepped
she's
down.
Not running again, but she is going to talk to us about whatever.
She's staying very active in education.
Yeah.
She's just not going to be at the meetings on the Monday night now that they go.
Yeah. So I am so sorry. I made a mistake there. Me make a mistake? Oh. Crazy.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to
informative.
What's the best way to get tickets? Probably at this point.
No tickets. Just show up.
Just show up.
Preferably with the Cowboy Prom. I love it. If you would send me a picture of your check.
Okay.
And then I will give me the two names.
Okay.
Or name that you're giving the money to.
Okay.
And that way I can have tickets at the door and they'll be will call. So you'll change your check for the tickets.
Perfect.
And it makes the line move a little faster.
That way you can get in and get to partying.
Correct. and that number to text it to is 575-8.
We should have notes.
It's 585-8455-420. God.
And if you don't remember any of that, the Chaves County Federated Republic of Women has a Facebook page. Shoot a message on there, and someone will put it in.
Okay, let me try it again.
Put it on Janine's
575-420-8455.
All right, that's
How
the
do we
number
know
to
our
call.
own number?
I know.
So send me a picture and the two names, and
You never call it. That's why.
I never call it.
Yeah.
But it's all over the posters.
I know.
Didn't bring a poster. But you...
I have one. It's buried here. I don't know what
it's
happened
buried
to
there.
it.
But you have got a candidate form for these guys.
I do. Here's the poster.
Looky there.
I
See,
found
my
it.
number's on the bottom.
420-8455. You nailed it.
Yes, I knew my number.
By the way, this is at the Roswell Convention and
It
Civic
is.
Center. I don't know if we mentioned that at any point, but
It is.
it'll be at the Convention Civic Center this Saturday night. Come on out, or bring your dancing boots. Bring your plenty of dancing space, so you can bring your 20-gallon
You
hat.
can
'cause there's
dance
room.
you can dress from jeans all the way to formal. We have some that wear tuxedos, formal wear, and we have some that just wear jeans and boots.
Maybe a combination, like
There you go.
jeans, tuxedo top, cowboy hat.
Oh, how
boot.
cute. That would be fun.
So jeans with tails.
There you go. When was the last time you saw a tux with tails?
Well,
That's more of an English version.
I think you should bring it back, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Then you can have, that would work. That would be
A
fun.
cowboy hat with the tail.
tails?
I think that's a good look.
That would be
If it's a
cool.
split tail, it's good for horse riding. It's fine.
There you go. My mind just went a different direction with that one. Wow.
on the tux, not the horse. Split tail on the tux. Very clarified. But definitely get your tickets. Call and then come on out. It's going to be a fun night. And don't forget the Pick and Sticks camper photo booth will be there too.
Yes, that is going to be so much fun. Switch your hats out.
Yeah, and have fun and create memories and share those to your
Those are
social
free.
medias. And we'd love you to share it on social media so you
yeah.
can raise awareness for the Travis County Federated Republic of Women.
Those pictures are free. You take home your
Absolutely.
little strip and
Yeah. Two more things I want to mention real
Yes, sir.
quick. As you were kind of hitting there before we got talking about horses' tails. September 28th, The Leadership Roswell Alumni Association has once again put together a candidate forum for the upcoming municipal election. It will be 5:30 p.m. at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. Big thank you to the city for allowing us to use it. We kind of had a lot of last minute.
Yeah.
Because our normal location, which is there at the Pueblo Auditorium, they're remodeling that right now. It's a hot mess over there, so we can't do it there. So the city came through and helped us out to allow us that.
Oh, that's nice.
It is, and but we will be having not only the city council and judge candidates, but also school board as well will be there. KSVP TV, we're going to try to get it all, the video, do the whole
I bet
thing.
It's free.
It will be free of charge.
Yeah.
Doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. And usually they give outdoor prizes, matter of factly.
Oh,
So come, you might win something. You never know.
So that kind of goes hand in hand with our luncheon.
Yeah, absolutely. But that'll be September 28th, 5:30 p.m. at the Convention and Civic Center.
September's full.
I know, we're getting full up because October's busy too. So
yeah.
other thing
sleeping in October.
Yes. The other thing I want to ask is I'm not sure if we're going to see you between now and the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. So I'm assuming the Republican Party will have a booth out there.
They have a booth out there.
You guys will probably be helping to staff it and everything.
We staff it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's usually the Chaves County Republican Party that has their booth. It's right next to the fire department booth.
Yeah, they're in the
as
commercial
you go
building.
in.
You can't
in
miss
the commercial building, so they're backed up kind of there. You can register there.
Okay.
You can change your denomination. Is that the right word? You can change from a Democrat to a Republican.
I know that
just
works
like
in religion. I'm not sure if your affiliation maybe.
Yeah, affiliation. But if you want to do that and you're mad at our governor, you just jump right in there and we will have as many forms as we can have so you can sign right on over to Republican and rock on.
I'm never one to tell people how to do you? Because that's what I believe.
That's true.
However, the Democrats have had a crack at this state since 1912. How do you think they're doing?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to give someone else
You know what? And this is the perfect opportunity that it's out there and you don't have to go hunt it down.
Yes.
It is there. They are standing there. They're waiting. And they will answer questions because your candidates will be there too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you get to talk.
So again, another chance to get informed.
Yeah, and then of course, if you want to get involved, like you have a candidate, and then you want to get involved with their campaign, helping to help, then you can get that set up at the fair and everything. Or even next Wednesday if you come out to. Again, that's next Wednesday, 11:30 at the Convention Center. Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes are the menu. It's going to be our Republican city council candidates and school board candidates.
Correct. Be there or be square.
Yeah, be there and come get informed and come leave with a belly full of Salisbury steak.
Yeah, and Saturday we have green chili brisket at the Convention Center.
That's right. So
starting at 5:30.
So
tickets at the door too.
So don't eat all the brisket to save room for steak on Wednesday.
It'll be generated by then.
You'll digest it by then. You'll be fine. So, Janine, as always, thank you.
Thank you,
We'll
sir.
see you next month,
God
if not
bless.
sooner.
Yes.
All right, 7:57. Let's play a couple commercials to pay for my brisket. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Drive hours for personalized care, you can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
This may be the biggest sales event of the whole year. The greatest sell-off is on at Roswell Honda, and that means the race is on to save big. Like a 2019 Ford Fiesta for just $329 a month, or a 2011 Toyota Highlander for just $289 a month. Plus, push, pull, or drag in your trade, and it's worth at least $2,000 towards your next vehicle. Then join Roswell Honda September 23rd from 10 to 1 for free lunch and great prizes, including your chance to win an Xbox Series X Forza Horizon bundle. The greatest sell-off on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd. Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com. or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by calling 1-800-GO-GUARD.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Do not go away. You're listening to Mornings of Mike Winters.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The subject of an intense two-week manhunt, convicted killer Danilo Cavalcante, recaptured in southeast Pennsylvania. He made a daring escape from a county jail on August 31st while awaiting transfer to a state prison to serve life for fatally stabbing his ex-girlfriend in 2021. Cavalcante was last spotted in South Coventry Township. It's about 25 miles northwest of Philadelphia. Heavily armed officers converged on that area, and now Cavalcante is back in custody. And apparently, tech played a role in the capture. A law enforcement source telling the AP that searchers used thermal imaging to direct police on the ground to their man. A key Russian aerospace center was the site of a meeting today between North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin. The BBC's Gene McKenzie says the choice of the Vostochny Cosmodrome for the summit is significant.
Mr. Kim may well ask Mr. Putin for sensitive weapons technology that would allow him to make progress on his nuclear weapons program. Now, that's where the space station comes in, because one of the things Mr. Kim has been trying to do over the past 6 months is launch a spy satellite into space, and his two previous attempts have failed. Now, would Mr. Putin really be willing to hand over this technology to Mr. Kim? Certainly people are skeptical. You know, this is sensitive stuff.
Republicans insist there is evidence in the form of emails and whistleblower testimony to justify an impeachment inquiry targeting President Biden. Inflation still running above the Federal Reserve's 2% target rate. The Consumer Price Index has it up 3.7% from 1 year ago. Watching Wall Street, stocks are higher. The Dow is up 92 points. The Nasdaq trading 28 points higher, and the S&P is up 9. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Israel accuses Iranian interests of setting up an outpost that's way too close for comfort. The media line's Felice Friedson.
Iranian-backed Hezbollah terrorists have built an airfield in southern Lebanon from which it will fight a war of attrition against Israel on all of its borders. Israel's Defense Minister Yoav Gallant revealed the project on Monday. The airfield is built to accommodate large unmanned air vehicles, UAVs or drones, the targets being Israel or, if necessary, the home front of southern Lebanon. Gallant reiterated that Iran is currently the most significant threat to the state of Israel, regional stability, and the global order. He explained Tehran's goal of militarizing nuclear power as it pursues geographic and ideological dominance over the region. The airfield is a mere 12 miles from Israel's northern border. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. Some questions being raised about the effectiveness of certain over-the-counter decongestants.
The Food and Drug Administration convened an expert panel to review the latest data on phenylephrine. That's found in over-the-counter versions of Sudafed, Dayquil, and other cold medicines sold on pharmacy shelves. Drug makers reformulated their pills and solutions with the ingredient after a 2006 law required an older drug to be moved behind the counter. But researchers have long questioned the ingredient's effectiveness. The FDA advisors say new studies show oral phenylephrine was no better than a placebo at relieving congestion. Keith Peters reporting.
Georgia will give Hyundai $2.1 billion in tax breaks and other incentives to build electric cars and batteries in the state. That's a nearly $30 million increase after Hyundai and battery maker LG announced last month that they would be raising their own investment in that complex west of Savannah. More on these stories. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Los Dos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it.
Nice rainy day.
I did something last night I'm not necessarily proud of.
All right.
But, I mean, I am, but I'm not.
Okay.
So after the kids went to sleep, I had some time on my hands before bed, and I was like, I want to watch Hot Shots. The movie Hot Shots. I've been thinking a lot about that. It's a great movie.
Classic
it's a fantastic movie. I haven't seen it in so long, but it's not available anywhere.
No.
It's okay, let me rephrase that. It's available on a streaming service that I don't currently subscribe to.
Okay.
So my only other option was to take money out of my own pocket and rent Hot Shots on YouTube.
You rented Hot Shots.
I literally rented a movie I've seen probably 30 times.
Well, you need to scratch an itch, I guess.
It was literally, I just had to scratch an itch, but that was one of those, like, almost like gambler moments where it's like, I don't usually do this, but...
Now, did you watch?
I did, and actually I still have access to it for like 24 more hours.
Well, for $5 or $2?
$3. $3.49, I think. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
$3.49 plus like 68 cents tax. It's just, I kind of felt dirty.
I'm about to say, do you feel
a little
cheap?
A little
like you feel
dirty.
used?
Like, I shouldn't have had to pay for you. You should have been available on like Freevee, you know? It just feels weird when you pay for something that's over 30 years old.
Well,
which sounds dirtier out of context.
I had a Freevee night last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because
they're doing a lot of good stuff on Freevee.
Well,
actually.
and last night there was nothing on TV. My wife and I like that Discovery show that comes on Sunday nights called Surviving the Raft, and it's and so we recorded it Sunday night.
Discovery used to be educational, kids.
That's right. But so we recorded it Sunday night because we were watching the Cowboys game, and then Monday night we were watching other things. So we didn't. So we had nothing to watch on TV. So we watched Surviving the Raft. That killed an hour, and we're like, now what? So we went to our freebie so Kim could get her Judge Judy fix.
Oh yeah,
so
that's right.
she watched. We watched 3 or 4 episodes of the new Judge Judy.
What is it still? Is she still called Judge Judy?
Yeah, but I don't know if the show's called Judge. She's still Judge Judy.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's called Judge Judy Justice or something. It's not called Judge Judy.
I was like, the kid, unless they paid the people.
Yeah,
Judge Judy,
it's called like Judge Judy Justice or Judge Judy Justice. I don't know.
I love alliteration.
Something like that. But and it's a little different than the TV show of which they still show reruns every.
It's more of like a panel thing, right?
Well, no. It's her and she's the judge.
Okay.
And she's full on doing Judy Judge stuff.
Okay, Judy Judge.
But she's got her granddaughter, who's also a legal. I don't know if she's a lawyer, but she's
like a paralegal.
She's got a legal background.
Okay.
And she kind of just sits there and is a sounding board.
Oh, really?
For Judge Judy.
So she's like, what's his name? She's like what Metro Boomin was to doggone it, I forgot the name of the rap group. Basically, she just drops in the improvs. She just drops in like the little ad libs at the end.
Yeah, kind of. She'll be she'll talk with Judge about the case afterwards, and occasionally the judge will say, "What do you think?" and hand the paperwork to her, and she'll, "Yeah, you're right. It is a case of blah, 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 blah." And then the other 2 characters are on the show, which don't really speak. There's a court reporter,
okay,
who for the first time in the 17 episodes of this thing I've watched, she was used because they had to go back to something.
Oh,
it's
really?
Like, you said this. Go court reporter and that was the first time ever. So she has one of those. And then she got a bailiff that's not the same dude that was the other bailiff. Is a different bailiff than the guy that was the bailiff on the other show. And he says, all rise at the beginning, and that's about it from him.
It's a good thing that you're into this brand of TV because it's gonna be a Wild West of over the next couple of years based on this writers and actors strike.
Oh yeah,
I mean it's gonna be a lot of pablum on TV. It's a good thing you're there to.
I'm a mark for
eat
it.
all
Yeah,
up.
I'm a mark for that stuff.
Did you hear about Drew Barrymore?
I heard she wants to cross the line.
No, she doesn't want to. She's doing it.
Oh, she is?
She's straight up starting her show back.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that she's going to probably have to write it herself because no writers are willing to come across
guests?
the ticket line. I don't know how it's going to work. People are picketing outside of her show, and now Jennifer Hudson's talking about coming back. The Talk's talking about this is going to be one of those interesting things. I feel like maybe it's the bosses, the network heads being like, you
but
need
all
to
the
do
things
something.
that don't want to come back, why is it those? I don't want those back. I don't need Drew Barrymore show back. I don't need the Jennifer Hudson show back.
I don't. Yeah,
these shows are god awful.
But I guess daytime. Here's my theory.
Yeah,
is that now that the writers and actors strike is on, soap operas are going to dry up.
Yeah,
just think about it. They film those on a real quick turnaround, usually week by week. So I mean, unless they have seasons in the can, which sounds like the name of a soap opera, seasons in the can. Unless they've got seasons in the can, they're going to be in trouble. You're thinking about it, aren't you? Like sands through the hourglass.
I am.
So are our seasons in the can.
Like the old soda. So are the seasons in the can. I don't know.
But it's definitely going to be an interesting, if nothing else, this is where we're going to get our entertainment, is to see how studios scramble to put stuff on TV.
Well, I know CBS is going to be putting Yellowstone on CBS. I don't know how they're going to pull that one off.
Is it? I mean, it's not that racy, is it? There's some scenes, sure.
There are scenes on that show that they cannot show on regular TV.
Right.
There's nudity, there is cussing, there is things that...
Oh, yeah, there's cursing, but I mean, they can dance around that.
I don't know.
You can cut around it.
It's going to take away from the show. If they
sure, it'll be a little bleep heavy maybe, but it
yeah. Wait till some of these later seasons.
What you got to do.
Wait till some of the later seasons with the daughter gets out there, and that stuff's not so good for family friendly.
You can show an exposed back and then cut to another scene. Those episodes are also filmed without commercial breaks. So
actually, they are.
Oh, are they?
All of Taylor. If you look at the Taylor Sheridan shows, they're all built to be put on TV.
Okay.
Like even the ones that are the like Tulsa Kings
Sure.
and these ones that went right. Yeah, they all have brakes built in.
Because I was thinking about it. It's like I was watching the show recently on Peacock called Killing.
And they were showing it on TV. Lone Star. Yellowstone was on Paramount with commercial breaks.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was the show I was watching. It actually did work in commercial breaks, but there's no way it could ever air on TV.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even 1883 and all those have commercial breaks built into them. That was or designated spots for them. The way they do it on the show is just cuts the next scene, but you can tell it was edited to crowbar onto a TV channel if you needed to. So I think all of that Taylor shared. Even that Linus Yellow Ops one that's now popular.
Which I caught a couple episodes.
I've watched it.
It's pretty good.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's real like procedural. I mean,
it is.
You have to be that kind of show.
It's not realistic in terms of real life. How ops people work. That is way Hollywoodized up.
Right.
That's all right.
Well, yeah, I don't necessarily think we're going for realism.
Way Hollywoodized up.
But yeah, just a couple episodes I've seen. It looks interesting. I'd be willing to check it out.
It's good. I liked it. I was entertained by it. I'm curious to see what season 2 looks like.
That being said, it's really hard to come to an end of a series. Like, I watched season 2 of Killing It, and it left it open-ended. Like, there's a real possibility this could go somewhere from here. But with the writer's strike, it's going to be even like a year before they get back on set to film.
Right.
So
it's going to be...
That sucks, man. You're like,
we're going to lose a lot of shows just because lack of interest, lack of people wanting to continue it.
Exactly. It's going to take a lot to bring series back.
The time has passed.
After time has passed.
Yeah. Sorry, Ted Lasso people.
Dang it.
Let me give you what's on tap for this hour of the show.
Yeah.
We will be joined here. Brian Luck is out of town, unavailable this morning, so we're going to have one of the assistant superintendents, Jennifer Cole, also Dr. Porter Cottrell, the principal for Goddard High, joining us as well too, and we'll talk a little bit about school board meeting on Monday night. Remember, a month or two ago, they moved the meetings from Tuesdays to Mondays. So they met on Monday. So we'll talk a little bit about that, talk about some of the stuff they got going on through the school district right now. Plus, we'll have all of your features, include the news and all that good stuff and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show.
Indeed.
Before we do that, let's take a gander at your weather that you're going to be happy about. Most of you.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms hanging around the area today with moist air moving into the southwestern states. Will be cloudy and scattered showers and a few thunderstorms, and some of those storms could be severe with damaging wind and large hail. Our afternoon high today in the mid to upper 80s. Lingering showers overnight with low 60s, and then we're back to sunshine on Thursday. Maybe an isolated shower, upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 64 degrees. Lingering here in Roswell. Humidity is at 90% with winds out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour. We are looking at more rain chances for today. 60% chance for rain pretty much all day. This morning through the afternoon. They're saying partly cloudy when it's not raining with a high of 84 today. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. They do say we'll get less than 1/10 of an inch of rain expected unless we get like a thunderstorm that rolls through the area. Tonight, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 1 a.m. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 61 degrees. South winds 5 to 10. 20% chance of rain for your Thursday afternoon. Partly cloudy and 88 for a high with west winds 5 to 10. 20% chance of rain for Thursday night. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 64. Friday, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy with a high of 85. Friday night, 40% chance at rain, mostly cloudy, 62. Wear your parkas, not parkas, your ponchos. Won't be that cold. Your poncho, not your parka. You're going to go head out to the Wool Bowl for football on Friday. And then looking at the weekend on Saturday, 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy and 81. Sunday, a 20% chance of showers, mostly sunny and 85. All right, 8:18. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then we'll talk Roswell Independent School District business on the other side. Don't go away.
The journey rolls on for your Goddard Rockets, and coming up this Friday night, your Rockets are back home at the Wool Bowl, taking on the Panthers of Piedra Vista High. Fiera 106.1 FM and KSVPTV.com have got you covered. Join Chris Deck and Chris Roybal for the pregame show beginning at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Rockets versus the Panthers of Piedra Vista High. Friday night beginning at 6:45 on Fiera 106.1 FM and online at KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always. Did you get a lowball trade offer on your vehicle? Did you spend hours haggling over prices? Were you laughed at because of your credit? Of course not. You made the smart choice and went to Roswell Ford. At Roswell Ford, there's never been a better time to save thousands and get approved for the new car or quality pre-owned vehicle you've always wanted. Our lenders' approval requirements are more forgiving than ever. If you have a steady job and proof of residence, you could be approved in minutes. Even with bad credit or no credit, over mileage on your lease, or buried on your loan, Roswell Ford will take any trade, even if you owe $6,000, $8,000, even $10,000 more than your old car is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. If you're looking for a new or quality pre-owned vehicle at or near your current monthly payment with little or no money down, visit Roswell Ford today for incredible savings. Roswell Ford, the home of Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell. Plus tax and tag, trade balance refinance to the new loan, subject to lender approval, offers not combined.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
The NMMI Broncos are 1-0 in conference and 2-1 overall when they return home to Roswell Saturday to face Kilgore College. The Rangers are undefeated overall and in Southwest Junior College Football Conference play are averaging 48 points a game. Come out to the Wool Bowl Saturday 4 p.m. to watch these 2 high-powered teams do battle. NMMI Broncos versus the Kilgore Rangers, Saturday 4 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, New Mexico. Don't miss it.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, talking some Roswell Independent School District business, we have Jennifer Cole. I always forget, you're assistant superintendent of
curriculum and instruction.
There it is. I knew it was one of the assistant superintendents. Also, we also have the principal for Goddard High School as well, Dr. Porter Cottrell. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
Good morning.
Good.
Doing well.
Good deal. Coming in, and Brian's off just gallivanting today. So.
No.
I know.
That's not a superintendent's job.
I'm just kidding. No, he's committed. As superintendent, you get pulled into meetings from around the state from time to time, and so he's handling business here. So for folks that aren't aware, the school board meeting met on Monday night. About 2-3 months ago, you guys moved your meeting nights from that second Tuesday to the second Monday. So if you're showing up on Tuesdays and wonder where everybody's at, they were there the night before. So pay attention. We're going to do the recap now if you missed it. But so as far as Monday night's meeting went, was it pretty much the average meeting? Was it more than what was the agenda for that night? Was it pretty busy, pretty light, pretty in the middle?
I would say it was in the middle.
Gotcha.
It wasn't a busy agenda, but it wasn't light either.
Sure.
We had a couple of presentations.
So it was like there's not a lot of work, but the work that needed to be done is important stuff that we need to get done pretty quick.
Absolutely.
Good deal.
Yes.
Well, I guess we'll kind of start there. Just let's talk about some of the highlights we definitely want to make sure we want the public to know about here.
Okay. All right. Well, the first one, we had a presentation by a team from El Capitan Elementary School.
Okay.
We were talking about our PBIS. That is Positive Behavior Intervention Supports.
Okay.
So it's a framework. It's a behavioral framework.
Okay.
That we put into place in schools to help teachers and principals and students know how to behave.
Gotcha. So it's basically setting the table for this is how you're going to conduct yourselves in a classroom in the Roswell Independent School District.
Exactly.
Kind of setting the parameters for that.
Yes, yes. So her team gave a really good presentation on already the results that they're seeing. They went through a year-long training. We had 5 schools that went through a year-long training. That was a PBIS implementation training, and so they're already seeing great results. We know we've had some pretty significant behaviors happening. They actually started before the pandemic, but certainly the pandemic has perpetuated many of the behaviors that we're seeing. And so this is to prevent those behaviors before they become very intense.
Before they turn and actually taint their school careers as they're trying to graduate and go from year to year here.
Absolutely.
It's setting the foundation, creating the basis for what their next 12 years is going to look like.
Exactly. So we're rolling out a cohort every year for the next 5 years.
Great.
So this year we have another 5 schools in the cohort learning how to implement. And so Terry with the Roswell Daily Record did a really good job. That article's in the newspaper today. But one of the things I wanted to mention is that actually many school districts across New Mexico are and the United States.
This is kind of the way the tea leaves are taking education.
Exactly. And so it's an evidence-based framework, and actually there's a report that came out a couple of years ago that the Secret Service and many other mental health organizations.
So they're trying it at higher levels of government operation and finding success there, and they're like, hey, we can. I'm sure they alter a little bit for children, but but the concept is there.
Absolutely. So they're endorsing this. They're saying this is a great preventive measure for school districts to put into place. One of the things that we talked about was really streamlining our behavioral health services in the district. We have about 41 behavioral health staff, and so right now we have different staff operating in different departments.
Gotcha.
And so we're kind of duplicating efforts and wearing our people out a little bit. And so it's really important for us to look at streamlining. It's a single service delivery is what it's called.
Well, and it's because there's a lot of balls to juggle there when it comes to behavioral health and mental health and those types of things. And because you got to balance getting because you want every student to have the same opportunity. So you don't want one issue to detract from the other students, but at the same time, you don't want the other student left out either. And then you got to deal with the fact that privacy, because, you have a right to your privacy and things, and your dirty laundry does not, should not be aired out to the world. So you got to juggle that ball to make sure that's handled right. So it's a bit of a sticky wicket to get this one right.
You're exactly right. Yes.
And so how do we do that balance where we don't sacrifice safety and security, but at the same time, we want to make everyone feel comfortable in the same space? And that's the ball several balls we're juggling right now to figure that out. So
exactly right.
That's kind of the, because, well, let's face it, and I'm not trying to get all, but going to school now is not the same as going to school when we were kids. It's just not. No. It's a different world we live in, and you got to act accordingly and adjust accordingly. And there isn't a playbook per se on how to do this. Okay, if this happens, do this. That doesn't exist. So we got to kind of figure it out. So that's what the school board and you guys as admins are trying to kind of navigate and do all that. So by the way, and then do the other 27,000 things that are required of a administrator or a person that works in the Roswell Independent School District. So It's a lot to do, and I get what you're saying. It's a Herculean task, but sounds like one chip at a time. You just take, the board and everything's just taking a bite and doing it policy by policy. And at the end of the day, we hopefully got something put together that will address all these needs we're having. So.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
yep.
and sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. That's just life. And so
continuous improvement.
Exactly.
Try it, look at the data, and keep on improving.
Yeah. So that's kind of what a lot of this. You mentioned earlier about going back and reading the article in paper. Definitely do that. Don't forget too that they do film the meetings, and so you can go back to the RISD website and watch it for yourself. This past meeting and pretty much the last couple of years worth of meetings, they're all there too. So if you want to see it for yourself and trying to get rid of the filters and see exactly what went said and done, then you can watch it. Good deal.
Good point.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step all over you there.
No, it was great. Fantastic. You understand.
Yeah, absolutely. What's next on the agenda we want to cover?
So the next thing on the agenda was we had a presentation it was an overview of third grade.
Okay.
So these are the assessments, this is the curriculum, these were our behavior stats from last year and all of that. But the one thing that I want to highlight is the literacy initiative that's happening in the Roswell School District.
Cool.
So we have hired a certified academic language therapist.
Okay.
She's been in the position for a couple of years, and essentially that is like a dyslexia specialist.
Okay, helping people with does it just that, or does it go into like speech impediments and pretty much all
of
of that?
things like just neurological.
Umbrella.
Yep.
Okay.
So she's a high level. We actually have two in the district. We have one who works at Nancy Lopez.
Okay.
A CALT. They're called CALTs.
Okay.
And then we have the district level.
They got to work on those acronyms.
Yeah. We have so many. I forget them sometimes.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as the military.
There's a lot, for sure. So anyway, she's been working with our elementary director, Carla Steinhardt, and we have partnered with the New Mexico Literacy Foundation and the May Center, which is a school that specializes in dyslexia in Santa Fe.
Okay.
And we've leveraged some various funding sources, and we have implemented a cohort of teachers who are working to become CALPs. It's a different acronym.
Okay.
Certified Academic Language Practitioners.
Okay.
And so they also will be learning about dyslexia and
Good deal.
become
How to spot it, how to treat it, how to deal with it.
Yes.
Basically. Yeah.
So we have 4 schools that we're working with intensely. That are our literacy success schools. Your wife is at one of them, Brindo Elementary School.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that. We're training our teachers in letters. We have 2 letters trainers in our district, Jamie Henderson and Kenna Argenbright.
Excellent.
And so, just really focusing on that literacy. By the way, literacy impacts behavior, right?
And I'm sure the earlier you catch this, the earlier that they can adapt and work with it so they don't get too far behind when the things they're learning gets a little bit more complex as they get older.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the key. And the good news is, and this is something parents and stuff, they're spotting this stuff even at like 1 to 3. So before these children get even into the school's hands, talk to folks like Los Pasitos and things like that.
Yes.
So you can work with them then, and by the time they are entering kindergarten, they're just in the regular functional because they've already done the work to overcome and deal with their whatever disability they're dealing with there. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds programming in the district too. We have 3 YA.
Good deal. So they're in there
Parkview,
too. Yeah,
so
that's the key. They can find and detect and start treating this stuff way earlier than. That's why you're starting to see like little babies with glasses now. Yeah, they can do all that now.
Well, and we have a child find process that we go through. So if anybody has questions about that, they can call Sally Green at Parkview.
Please reach out to these resources. That's why they're there. Parents, you don't know everything. None of us do. Reach out, talk to people, let them help you find those answers and make your situation a lot better. That's what it's there for.
So on that literacy initiative, we have been recognized nationally. And we have a Science of Reading podcaster. Her name is Susan Lambert, who has relocated to Roswell, is working on her dissertation at Brindo Elementary School. So that's really big national recognition. And then we have the Knowledge Matters campaign. They'll be here in Roswell October the 25th and 26th because they've heard about what we're doing with literacy and this CALP cohort. And so they want to learn more about it.
So you guys are actually starting to turn into the example. Like we're doing it here. It's coming. We're having success. Other school districts are like saying, hey, what you got going on over there?
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. Love it.
Yes.
That's a good thing. What's next on the agenda?
So just one more thing with the literacy. We had the public education department here yesterday. Severo Martinez, he's the director of literacy and humanities. And so there's a partnership with McDonald's. And so the the Roadrunner, Ralph and Randy the Roadrunner. So they went to Washington Avenue.
It's a lot of R's.
I know. Sure. And so there's a book that they've published, and they're distributing statewide in partnership with McDonald's, and they're encouraging our students to level up, and that just means to do their very, very best to learn to read. And so that was a really cool event that happened yesterday.
Good deal. I'm glad to see McDonald's getting part of that course. I know locally here in Roswell and everything, the Snowburger Foundation, which they own and run our local McDonald's, they work a lot with our teachers and the district on various events and things to support staff and students.
Yes.
So they do great stuff there.
Yes,
so I'm glad to see that partnership's continuing and expanding.
Yes, absolutely. We love our partnerships. And so in the spirit of that, we're really working on our industry partnerships with college and career.
Great.
And so we have lots of initiatives. We've grown our pathways across the district, our college and career pathways. And I'm just so proud of the work that all of our high school principals have been doing, and I asked Dr. Cottrell to come in and talk a little bit about the work he's doing.
Yeah, I love how the shift is going, because when we grew up as going to school and things, and there was they kind of steered us to one path. It was, all right, go to school. You're going to school because you got to get into a good college, and once you get to the good college, you pick your thing, and then you go and do. And not everybody's cut out to go that path. It's just because their brain, maybe their mind works in a different way. So, but now it's that teaching to people. It's like, okay, that's certainly a great path, and we'll help you get that way. But maybe you are more hands-on leaning, and maybe we can get you into some of the other trade schools or things, or basically kind of shape in that direction long before they graduate high school. And Doctor, that's pretty much kind of how the mindset is now with some of these programs?
Well, absolutely. Across the country, and you see through the guidance of the Roswell School Board, some of the things that we've said there, and Superintendent Luck, you can see that we're beginning the concept or the philosophy of really not one size fits all like back in the day. Yeah. All right, it's more like individualized educational programs for everybody. We're in some ways we're borrowing that from the federal government and the special ed department, where they always develops individual educational plans.
Right.
But really we're starting to meet that with everyone now, and again, we're getting some great guidance from our board and that to as they look around the country and as we begin to reshape education. Kind of what do you think you might want to do for a living, and how can we help you explore that?
Sure.
And our hope is that, sure, you could find it right away, but in what you might want to do, I tell people all the time, I still don't know what I want to do for a living, but I do know it takes a step-by-step plan. I do know it takes some skill acquisition, and you have to be able to step out there and create value for yourself.
Absolutely.
So, instead of going on or thinking you're going to go to a college or do something and then get there halfway through and be like, oh, I don't know if this is what I like.
Yeah, we'd like your wheels trying to, what am I doing now?
We'd like them to take a look at some different things, and we have multiple pathways across the board, and check it out. Oh, I like this. Maybe it wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Get out there with our business partners. The Roswell area business partners are amazing.
Yeah.
Through job shadows, apprenticeships.
Well, it's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely.
Because the colleges look and say, hey, well, we need more students. We need this. Let's do things and work with the high school to work a synergy there. The business leaders, the college, the RASD, all doing the same thing, because at the end of the day, we're all feeding the community. We're all bringing better citizens to our community. Sure. That's the whole job. And so businesses are like, yeah, in my industry, I need more people. Let's see if I can work with the schools to inspire kids to go into my industry. So when they graduate from their whatever institutions they need to do that, I can hire them right off the spot, and they come being a great member of my business, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Well,
and that's why we do all this.
The cool thing there, too, is we're also getting our teachers out with our business partners and letting them see, now they may have gone away, and, some of them may have been in the business as long as me, and things have changed over the time. Well, now they go out, look and see what's going on in business, see how math, English, science, or whatever is going on in the real world now.
Showing them practical reason why they're learning these math formulas and things, and it's like, why do I need to know this? See that guy over there doing that? That's why you.
And
need
you
to
wouldn't know.
Exactly.
I mean, some of our we've got a lot of great industries here and businesses, and it's great for those people to share that with our teachers.
When you talk about the nuts and bolts of STEM with formulas, it's going to make a lot of people blurry-eyed. But when you say, see that rocket going off over there, or seeing that firefighter put out that fire, STEM made that happen. And that's where you say, oh, cool. So if I want to make the next generation firefighter suit, that's what you're the guy that's going to protect that guy in the next generation. That's why I love it. You're showing them it's like, it's like the gaming industry. Why so many kids won't, because they see it and want to do it. And they do it. This is the same thing. It's like showing them that. It's like, this is what happens if you pursue this. This is what you could be doing, and it really gives kids hope and a place of, that's what I want. I found what I want to do now, and I think that was our problem in high school. How many of us were in high school and you take your little test and it's like, says you'd be a good farmer. That test you took, you'd be a farmer, an architect or something, and no one ever really did anything about those. But that was. And so now it was just that, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go to college, and then the job kind of finds you at some point, depending on, it's like, oh, didn't do so good in college, better join the military.
Right. Well, that's it. Or you look at your family and say, well, like my family, my dad was in the military, my mom was a teacher.
Yeah,
I did a little bit of both of those. And here I am. Now, who knows if we could have branched out a little bit.
Sure.
So that's what modern education and in here in the Roswell schools in particular is trying to provide opportunities for.
So as parents, if you're listening, ask your principals and your guidance counselors here. Maybe it's, hey, check out our other early high school and the college high, some of these other opportunities for students. Of course, they're not for everybody, but they are for some. Well, if you do have some of those students that are really, I want to be the doctor, I know the goal path, and let's get started in high school. Let's get it so we can get you some of the credits and things done now. So when you officially graduate, you're already one step ahead in your goals.
And we have the ability to do that. I mean, we have a great post-secondary partner in Eastern New Mexico, Roswell, and we need to remember that. And you can interject those courses right into your high school career, and they're free.
Yeah, exactly. Parents, you need to research this. Talk with this with your children, because especially if you have a child that really doesn't have a direction yet. If they're in high school at this point and they don't have a semblance of what they want to do, I'm not saying they got to have it all planned out, but I think by the time you're a freshman, you got to at least have 3 or 4 things in your head that you're like, I'd love to do that.
And start to explore those. Use your elective side of your classes as opposed. The state says you have to have core classes. There's the 4 math, English, whatever. But on your elective side, you have multiple options, and so begin to take a look at those. And again, throw in some of those college courses. They're free. Go out there, and then you know what? Why? You can graduate with your high school diploma and your associate's degree here.
Every year we got students walking across the stage. Some of them, like last year, they actually got their college before the high school just because the ceremonies lined up different.
Absolutely. Yep. And so we've done a couple of, like, in middle schools, we're really building out our career exploration. We have DEPCO labs. We're offering more opportunities for students. President Morales talked about it at the board meeting, and our 6th graders, and she'd really like to see some career fairs for 6th graders starting that early. And
absolutely.
That's so important. So
Inspire at that age.
Yes. Yeah. Wise choices. The other thing we've done is we've put our next step plans online. So they're digital.
Okay.
Students have access to those anytime. Parents can access them. So if you think about going to college and a degree plan, the next step plan is your high school plan. And so within those next step plans, and Dr. Cottrell and our other high school principals were part of the team that helped build that. We're I think, the only district in New Mexico who has that online version. And so there's those career interest inventories that you mentioned.
Yeah.
The students have access to their own data, their assessment data, so they can really take a big picture look at what they're doing and the direction they're going.
It really is setting the table for what they, it's giving them options, showing them the world now as opposed to, here's your diploma, good luck to you,
Right. And we're getting away from those standardized tests and just heading right to the SAT and ACT, because we're trying to interject some of the certification options along the way and find out what these businesses are asking for, OSHA, safety, different things like that. Hey, yes, go through your class curriculum, but then also step up and take those tests and see how that goes. And we're saying don't be so attached to your GPA and different things like that. Explore different things, see what you want to do, and then push yourself to...
Well, and another positive of this is, since you're exposing these career fields and these opportunities to them at younger ages, you have less likely of them pursuing the formal training and halfway through it getting saying this ain't for me. You know, that's the part that gets on. You know, you get a lot of people that spend a lot of money going to law school or medical school, and then they get through it, and they're like, I don't want to be a lawyer, I don't want to be a doctor, I want to be an accountant, or I want to do something else. And you're like, dang, where I think if you know, after a year or so, they're like, it turns out I don't like messing with air conditioners. I want to do something else.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean? They surely better to learn it as a sophomore or junior instead of third year in college.
When you put the money and the resources in on the front end, kind of like prevention with behavior, put that in on the front end, then you're going to be saving money and time on the back end of it. The other thing that's really important, and I forgot to mention it earlier, is just, you know, the helping students find their why. So we have a big attendance initiative. Lots of kids missing school. Our attendance rates aren't that great.
And I imagine COVID almost encouraged that a little bit, because you're telling people stay away, and kids that were, especially ones that were just starting their school career, if that's how you go in, it's easy to have that mindset already, like, I don't need to go today.
Yes.
And so you're right, it created bad habits a little bit.
It did.
And created some gaps in their learning, and sometimes, you know, I mean, anybody's afraid of those, and really with our individualized plans and our concept kind of pushed forward by the district, we're trying to create a more inclusive environment and letting them know that we have support systems for them, and we'll help bring you up to speed and get you to the level that you need to be, not just throw you in with a class of 30 where the teacher has another 180 throughout the day, and create opportunities for you to slow down, back up, and support you in areas that you
all this
struggle
stuff's
with.
created to make success for you and your family and your children. That's the end game here. Every policy in place, every rule, when we talk attendance, when they're holding you accountable for making sure your children are in your classroom, all of that is to make sure your child has, when they decide to do whatever they want to do, they are well equipped to do it.
And this is a progressive school district. They need to know that. This is a progressive school district that's doing a lot of great things. And, we're proud of ourselves, but everybody, I think the community needs to be proud of the direction we're going.
Yeah, and here's something, and this is the history of this school district. You look at our state and you look at over the years and things you say, and this has always been a tip of a cap to, and it doesn't matter who the board members are, it's been consistent for years. Is they've been good stewards of the finances and of the operations of things. They've, let's face it, with a senior heavy population in the 70s and 80s there, a lot of our schools had a lot of time to where they didn't get updates and stuff because that wasn't the priority of the community. But over the years, our community shifted to a much younger community. And since in the last 20 years, it's been a Herculean task by the RISD to get our schools, and they're almost done. We're almost there. There's one or two last little things here, but we're almost done. And that's a Herculean task. And I don't think people realize how big a deal that was to get these schools. My wife started back in those swamp coolers, and it was a hot mess in those schools back then. And it's 100,000% better than it was back then, and that's really good leadership and good. That's been going on. I mean, you can have your arguments about policy X or policy B or whatever here, but as far as people being good stewards and doing their best, I think tip of the cap to the board for the last 20 years of people of doing that kind of stuff. It's been a lot of work, and because of that, you don't see Roswell. Like when the news comes on, it's like, oh, they're going to go and Santa Fe's getting involved with that school board because their finances are a hot mess. That you don't ever hear about that with Roswell. You never hear about a lot of places in this state. Roswell's never been one of those. So that's a good thing. And people need to know that and respect that. We're pretty fortunate in that.
Absolutely. And we're so grateful for our community for supporting those construction initiatives.
Absolutely. I mean, is there work to be done? You betcha. But as far as people being foresighted and smart and just think if no one decided to do that, what kind of situation? Like if we had those schools and things 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and we're still dealing with that mess, and then COVID, and then the world we live in with the security and everything, oh my goodness, it would probably be something we couldn't even handle at this point. So So
absolutely right.
Anyway, I just wanted to put that in perspective real quick.
Thank you. That's good.
Didn't mean to step over everything.
No.
Is there other things about the meeting we want to talk about, or you want to talk about some upcoming events and things?
So, yes, I think we can go into upcoming events.
Okay.
Except I just want to go back to that attendance initiative.
Yes, yeah. So we kind of got stepped over and moved on
received
that.
some big funding from the state to improve attendance, and we have a community attendance team who's working on that. We'll be rolling it out at the next board meeting.
Okay.
And we'll have a community slogan because really attendance it's not just an us issue, it's a community issue.
I encourage you to attend that meeting.
Yes. Yes.
Don't be truant.
Or if you have neighbors whose children aren't going to school, maybe encourage them to get them to school, or let's get all work together to make sure our kiddos are attending school. Upcoming events we have at Roswell High this Thursday at 4:00. Mr. Petoni is doing the Fiestas Patrias, which is a patriotic festival.
Okay.
Celebrating the independence of Mexico. Again, Thursday at 4:00 at Roswell High.
Right. This is the real
invited.
one, not the Cinco de Mayo that everyone keeps doing. This is the real independence.
Yes, this is it.
One in September.
You got it. Yes, sir. September 23rd from 10 to 2. We have one of our community schools. In fact, our first community school, Sierra, is having a block party. They put one on last year. Lots of fun, lots of information, games, activities for the families, for the community.
Yeah.
So
come out, have some fun, and if you want to learn about some of the programs and things that maybe if you have a student that goes there and you want to learn a little bit more about that, great. But if not, just come on out and have some fun and just celebrate with the kids. Let the kids come and play and have fun and do what kids do.
we would love to have them, yes. Okay, and then the last one is October 30th. Mountain View Middle School will be having a big literacy event.
Okay.
I think this is about the third year they've put this literacy event on. It's kind of in conjunction with Dia de los Muertos, and so some themes going on there.
You kind of learn the real story behind Dia de los Muertos, which is a fascinating story. If you're not familiar, it's really. So if you always wondered why do they do all the skulls, there's a reason, and it's in the story. You should learn it.
Learn a little bit.
And don't forget about parent-teacher conferences coming
that's
up.
going on.
We have Thursday evening. We'll all be at the schools.
If you've not scheduled your conference with your teacher or teachers, depending on what grade they're in, then you might want to do that now, because I think they were setting that up like late last week and all that.
Kind of Thursday evening and Friday till noon we'll be there. So,
it'll be Thursday,
important.
Friday. My wife is doing some because she was excited. She goes, I get off early Friday. Yay! I was like, oh, good for you. She goes, I got to work late Thursday. I was like, well, there's a trade-off.
And then I think it's next week on Friday. We have a half day because we have professional development in the afternoon.
Okay.
So that's September 21st.
Okay. So the kids will go home and the teachers will be doing trainings and meetings and things that day. Yes. Very good. Anything at Goddard we want to put on people's radar coming up? I know it's a bit early, but I know one of the tentpole things that Goddard does every year that loves to have the community out with is Veterans Day Assembly and all that. I know we're about 2 months away from that one, but
we are, and they asked me to come in and see if I can make a time with you to talk about Goddard stuff.
Yes, we'll get you on and do all that.
Absolutely, we have Veterans Day coming up, and a lot of of our sports activities.
And I tell this every time. Roswell High, all of them, they do an amazing job. Goddard just seems to go a little over the top with theirs every year. It just seems they've turned it into a rock show, and the kids are screaming and cheering as the veterans come in. It's cool. It's really, and I'm going to put a little task on all our veterans out there. Come to these events. Come. I know the middle schools, elementary schools all have their little get involved. If you got a granddaughter, grandson, or son or daughter, or niece and nephew, or someone in these schools, go out there and let them brag on you a little bit. I know it's embarrassing for you, and I know as a veteran myself, I know we tend to like to lay low a little bit on these kind of things, but you're actually doing a civic duty here. You're reminding these kids why the role of the veteran is important in our community, and see why we treat veterans and why we do the things we do for veterans, what veterans' sacrifices are made, and why do we treat them the way we do? Because of the sacrifice. We need our younger generations to understand that, because guess what? They're the ones that are going to be filling those shoes when that time comes. Some of those kids are going to be the ones that are going to be asked to do some of the things you were asked to do in your time in the military, and we need them there to do that.
And at Goddard, you need to understand, Mr. Hayden Hill is the reason that one goes.
Yes.
And he's amazing at that. And anybody that wants to put on a great Veterans Day thing should contact Mr. Hayden Hill, because he's a
Now, don't get me wrong, Roswell High does a great one too, and I don't want to, but friendly competition. Let's see we not do each other. That's all right. I think we do it on Friday nights. Why can't we do it on a Veterans Day too?
all of our schools do something for Veterans Day, and so I'm really proud of them. It is, as you
Please
said,
support every
teaching our
single one of
students.
them.
My dad was a veteran. I lost him this year. He was a veteran, but he always looked forward to the Veterans Day events, and he's been to both Goddard and Roswell High.
Yeah, so, come. It's amazing. You'll. Trust me, it puts your faith back in humanity. Like if you're like the world we live in, it's real easy to.
It's true.
Just turn on the news for about 30 minutes. By that time, if you're not good and angry, I don't know what to tell you. But
that's true.
But sometimes a refresher when you see young people doing amazing things, it gives you hope. It gives you like, okay, maybe the world's not doomed or lost. There's some good people with good heads on their shoulders, and they're doing the good and right things, and they're going to be the ones that we rely on here in the next generation. So it makes you feel good about it. So please go for your own mental health and go to show these kids why your role is important. Is there anything we missed that I got sidetracked on? I tend to do that.
We covered a lot.
We did. We did a lot in there.
Yes, thank you very much.
And we appreciate you guys. I know you guys like Brian's back in here. I don't have to worry about this anymore. But and we'll get you scheduled here so we can get you and just come on and talk Goddard stuff and pursuit for blue trophies and all that.
Exactly. Then I can get in that lane, but I got to stay in the district lane here. So
I get you. Very good. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you all next time. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Anytime. All right. It is 8:54. Let's pause to play your Wall Street Update. Quick break. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Wells Fargo wants to improve efficiency, and that means trimming its workforce. The bank's been doing that since the third quarter of 2020. It has already reduced its employee base by nearly 40,000, and cuts are likely to continue. Korean automakers Hyundai Motor and Kia on Tuesday asked a U.S. judge to reject lawsuits filed by 17 cities for failing to install technology to cut down on theft in millions of their vehicles. The lawsuits come after thousands of Hyundai and Kia thefts that used a method popularized on TikTok and other social media channels. The cities suing include New York, Cleveland, and San Diego. Child poverty in the United States more than doubled, and median household income declined last year when coronavirus pandemic-era government benefits expired and inflation kept rising, according to figures released Tuesday by the U.S. Census Bureau. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
More than 50 million Americans live with chronic pain. If you're experiencing pain that interferes with your daily life, Artesia General Hospital can help. Dr. Casey Della Barca and our compassionate team of providers treat a variety of conditions, including arthritis, back and neck pain, migraines, neuropathy, and more. We offer advanced procedures and comprehensive therapy, and we personalize treatment plans to help you get back to living a quality life. Request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/pain.
Roll into Big O for big savings on oil changes and tires. From now until September 17th, get a $24.95 synthetic blend or $44.95 full synthetic oil change. Plus, get a $70 rebate on select Michelin brand tires and an additional $70 rebate on installation of select sets of 4 Michelin tires. Roll into Roswell Big O tires today. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. Includes up to 4 quarts oil. Void where prohibited. See rebate form for terms and conditions. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer.
Are you looking for a way to serve your community? Look no further than the New Mexico Army National Guard. Whether it's disaster relief or defending our freedoms, the New Mexico Army National Guard is always ready to serve. Gain valuable skills, receive world-class training, and be a part of a team that makes a difference. Step up and become the best version of yourself. To join the New Mexico Army National Guard, call us at 1-800-GO-GUARD. That's 1-800-GO-GUARD.
Hey everyone, with your Cowboys report, I'm Christy Scales. For Cowboys fans who think Sunday's home opener against the Jets will be a cakewalk without Aaron Rodgers, who's out for the year with an Achilles injury, Jets coach Robert Saleh has a message for you. Hear it right after this.
Becky Hammond on Inspiration.
I hope it's an inspiration to girls out there, being the first woman to coach an NBA team. But I've always been more inspired by the future, not by what I've done, but by what's coming next.
What do you want to do next? Whether it's buying a home, growing your wealth, or protecting your assets, SWBC is here to support your next steps toward financial success with personalized service and expert advice.
Visit SWBC.com to take the next step toward your financial future.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
Sunday's Jets-Cowboys game, which is the home opener for Dallas, is a much different matchup than expected because the injury that Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers suffered Monday night is a season ender, a torn Achilles. But for anyone who thinks the Jets will be pushovers without Rodgers, their head coach Robert Saleh has a message.
I don't know why people are trying to put an obituary onto our team name. We've got championship caliber defense. We've got great skill guys on the offensive side of the ball. While the outside world can write whatever story they want to write, there's the true story being written in this building.
This afternoon's practice at the Star is a walkthrough as the Cowboys defense prepares for Zach Wilson, the former number 2 overall pick of the draft, who's back under center as the Jets starter. With today's Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to talk about La Tortula Bilingual Book Club. That's up next hour. Town Hall News next. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. 2 weeks after making a brazen escape from a county jail, a convicted killer captured in southeast Pennsylvania.
I'm proud to announce the subject is in custody. Repeating, subject is in custody. Authority of the radio room, time 08:18 hours.
Chester County, Pennsylvania Police Dispatch announcing the capture of 34-year-old Danilo Cavalcante. The audio from Broadcastify. Cavalcante was apprehended in an area just beyond the suburbs of Philadelphia, roughly 25 miles northwest of the city. He escaped from the Chester County Jail August 31st while awaiting transfer to a state prison to serve a life sentence for murdering his ex-girlfriend a couple of years ago. And apparently thermal imaging from an aircraft was employed to pinpoint Cavalcante's exact location. Parts of New England are reeling following torrential rains that unleashed flash flooding.
More storms were forecast for the Northeast this week, with Hurricane Lee possibly making a bad situation worse. In Leominster, Massachusetts, Steve Forcier had to evacuate his mobile home Monday.
I never seen anything like this in my life.
He was rescued with others.
We had several different fire departments over there with inflatable rafts, taking people out of their homes in rafts.
Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey touring the area, declaring an emergency, requesting FEMA help.
Devastating times right now in this community, and we'll do everything that we can.
I'm Julie Walker.
Russia wants munitions. North Korea wants rocket technology. Russia's Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un may have sealed a deal at a 4-hour-plus meeting today at a Russian aerospace facility. Inflation still running hot, up 3.7% from a year ago, according to the Consumer Price Index for the month of August. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with the best lowest price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
The European Union launching an investigation into subsidies that China provides to electric vehicle makers. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says that global markets are flooded with cheaper Chinese electric cars that receive big state subsidies. China's leaders have made the country the biggest market for electric vehicles by investing billions of dollars in subsidies to get an early lead in what is viewed as a promising industry. Von der Leyen says it is distorting the marketplace. Indonesian firefighters are battling several big wildfires in 3 villages on Sumatra Island. Those fires started yesterday near residential areas and along a highway. The firefighters are hampered because water sources are far distant and several reservoirs in the area have run dry. Forest and peat fires are an annual problem in Indonesia, and often they strain relations with neighboring countries. News and analysis, townhall.com. A grueling hike in northern Arizona turned out to be too much for this man.
A 55-year-old man from Virginia has died in the Grand Canyon while trying to hike from the south rim to the north rim in a single day. That trail covers around 21 miles and can take 12 to 15 hours to complete. Grand Canyon National Park officials identified the hiker as Ranjith Varma of Manassas. Park officials received an emergency call at 2 p.m. Saturday of a hiker in distress on the North Kaibab Trail toward the end of the route Varma would have been hiking. It was not immediately clear if his death was heat-related. John Scott reported.
The confirmed death toll is 2,000 from flooding in eastern Libya. It's feared the toll could top 5,000 by the time the search efforts are over. At least 30,000 people have been displaced from their homes, according to the United Nations. Search and rescue efforts are ongoing, but they're hampered by the lack of a functioning government in Libya. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tablet said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our number Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Yes. Welcome to it.
Rainy Wednesday morning.
Oh, so nice.
Don't get many of them.
I don't want to hear not one person be like, the weather outside is terrible. No. No, you are not allowed to feel like that. Not after the heat wave we've just been through.
All you lovers of hot, you've had your time. It's
exactly.
Our time. It's our time.
You had your moment. It's our time up here. Up here, it's our time.
To the Goonies, man.
That's right.
Here, it's our time.
Call back.
It is. Yeah. My wife would be proud. As a fan of one of her favorite movies is The Goonies. She'd be a fan.
Yeah, it's one of the probably the most referenced lines from that movie. Honestly, it's
Our Time.
That and then
The Truffle Shuffle.
of course, the Truffle Shuffle. Yeah. Which, by the way, when you're a portly child, just a pro tip.
We forgot one other quotable line. The line.
Well, of course.
You guys.
But if you are a relative of a portly child, it is not appropriate to ask said child to do the Truffle Shuffle at family reunions. It needed to be said.
It was a different time.
My Aunt Kathleen, and you know who you are, and you know what you did. It was terrible.
But they get mad when you like call them out on their little shortcoming. You know what I mean? Like that's my problem because people do say me to do stuff like that, and I was like, why don't you show them your alcoholism?
Well, it was a different time, but that family reunion ended up in a fist fight because Aunt Kathleen brought her girlfriend.
Oh,
so it was again a different time. And yes, I did the Truffle Shuffle because I am that kind of a showman.
Maybe we should just pop the Goonies in the VCR and just going on with your day. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes.
Hopefully, it is your time and you get to do something with
absolutely. Rainy days, it is your time up here.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do in the.
I was like, it's not Friday. You're not teasing the McDonald's now.
No,
right?
but I'm going to segue a little bit.
All right.
You know what's good to do when it's raining? Getting a book and reading.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to have the La Tortula Book Club in. Maybe get you some reading. So we'll talk about that.
Nice.
Sorry, I had to crowbar my segue in. But, we're going to be joined by the ladies from the La Tortula Book Club. It's a bilingual book club, and so we'll learn a little bit about it and talk about their next book, and maybe you want to be a part of it. So we'll talk with them here in a bit. So
nice.
Good thing to do while it's raining.
Yeah, absolutely. Curl up like a windowsill, like a windowed or chair next to a window.
Yeah.
Maybe a cat on your lap.
Yeah, maybe it's a little warm for fires and fireplaces, but you do you. Maybe have one of them electric ones that really don't put out heat, just kind of looks like a fire. Have one of those.
Put a little light music on. I've weirdly been getting into the music of Colin Hay. Familiar?
No.
The lead singer of Men at Work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he actually has a pretty decent back catalog of like some just kind of some jazzier. It's not even jazz. It's like acoustic, just kind of singer-songwriter style music.
Okay.
Real good to listen to next to like a fireplace with a good book.
There you go. And then if you don't have a fireplace, just I'm sure Amazon or Hulu or someone has a fireplace channel. You can just watch.
I was just going to say there's probably some wood pallets in your alley. Just go set those on fire. And then just crisscross applesauce next to it and read a book.
The life.
The cops come by, just be like, I'm reading by firelight.
It's raining.
It's 2 p.m. on a Thursday.
Got any marshmallows? Although the pallet's probably
it definitely gives off some.
It's got some treated wood. You might give off some toxic fumes.
I had a friend when I was in high school, and we would go over to her house, and her dad, I think it was her dad, in order to like heat the home, he would in his wood burning stove burn broken up pallet wood, and the walls were like thick black sooted.
Because that wood's treated.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah,
no,
it's not good.
Unventilated.
Yeah.
He just sitting there and smoke. I mean, I'm sure the smoking wasn't what took him out. I'm sure it was the pounds of potash he was putting into his lungs.
Right.
I died of black lung, I'm sure. But
he was warm.
But yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah. Ugh.
You'd be finding remnants thereof for days afterwards.
Golly.
Yeah, it's not a fun experience.
Yeah.
Don't burn pallet wood, kids.
No,
it's treated.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
But here's your tip for the day.
Chemical. Yeah, see? We teach you so much on this morning show.
Absolutely.
And we do it with a spoonful of sugar. So the medicine goes down easy.
That's right. Little Mary Poppins for you. Man, we're covering all the genres.
That's
like
right.
Goonies,
Hit
Mary
the Goonies,
Poppins. Yeah, we're getting them all today.
Shoehorn like a World of Warcraft reference in there. Oh, by the way, the which I don't like what they called it, but the Apple Wonderlust presentation was yesterday.
What is that? I'm not even
It was their unveiling of their new line of iPhone /
Oh, is that what it is? What is it now? 15?
15, yeah.
Okay.
And I guess the new thing is all-day battery life. It's made of titanium. which I guarantee if you dropped it, it would still shatter into 1,000 pieces.
Right.
The camera is like better than ever before, of course.
They always do.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure there's another port they took off of it. And this is the only thing I'm kind of interested in because I have no care or concern for Apple products whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the features of the new Apple Watch is you can do this and activate certain features on your watch.
Tap your fingers?
Tap your fingers. Like you can take a picture, answer a phone call, turn off your alarm. I'm like, all right, I don't care about Apple stuff, but that is kind of cool.
I feel like would you like to be a spy on the weekends?
At that point, it's kind of like one of those, like the Minority Report situation.
You're literally Mission Impossible,
right?
Doing your dot.
That's the only thing.
I'm just taking pictures,
right? And I'm saying it now because I guarantee your boss is going to bring it up at some point over the next week or so.
Well, he is an Apple.
He's an aficionado.
For sure.
I would reckon he's an early adopter, isn't he?
Yeah,
he tends to jump on them.
Oh yeah, he usually gets first generation Apple products.
So I guarantee he'll have this watch.
Like he's the one guy I know that had that Apple box thing.
Oh,
at your home.
Yeah,
whatever that thing's called, I don't even know.
We made Apple box for Gene, specifically with Gene in mind.
He's the only guy I know that has that thing with the. It's like Siri. It's like Alexa, but it's Apple.
It's called the iGene.
Can I get a shower in this thing?
No, that's the hygiene.
Oh, hygiene.
Yeah. slightly variation.
I'm sure he doesn't get those jokes. If your name's Gene, your whole life is the hygiene jokes. Hi, Gene.
Hi, Gene.
Something you don't have. Yeah. Peeling back the curtain, as most people know, Winters is not my legal name. It's.
You're breaking kayfabe, man.
Know. But the story don't work unless I do that.
I know.
So my real last name is Sisson, S-I-S-S, a lot of S's, O-N. So in high school, no one knew how to pronounce. In school, I had my third grade teacher called me Sisson the whole time. Basic training, the drill instructor said, this is how he dressed me for the first 5.5 weeks of basic training.
Sissy.
No.
Oh, okay.
He'd go, Season, Sison, Scissorhead, whatever the bleep your name is, get over here. That was how he called me.
Season, Sison, just never get it right.
Scissorhead, whatever your name is. And then by week 6, he was kind of like, Sison? No, Sison. He was, once he realized that I was going to graduate, then he tried to treat me nice.
Sure, but once they've instilled the fear of God into you, then they can treat you like human beings.
Until then, I was Scissorhead.
Right.
and of course, my nickname in high school was because of all the S's.
You kind of lucked out on that one.
Yeah.
You could have had a whole, and I always picture things that go down like how they go down in movies.
Yeah.
You could have had a whole hallway that was just lined with kids inexplicably for some reason. Just go down the hall going, you could have been like Snake Sizzler or something.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Well, like when I got my diploma, the whole class went.
Which, admittedly, it's good to know that you're known.
Yeah, I was a floater. I could go into any clique circle and have a friend there. That was that guy.
I was in that same vein. I used to use the phrase outside the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I was that guy that I had a friend in this clique. I had a friend in this clique. So I could float, and I had enough wit to me where and then when I went to circles where like, oh, they're about to kick my butt. Time to move on.
Right.
And then
shockingly, I only played Dungeons and Dragons like twice in my entire high school career. For as many nerd groups as I hung out with, it almost never came up.
To be honest, I think I've only played once.
Really?
And I hated it.
Really?
I did not like it.
I mean, I enjoyed it the couple times I did it. It just never really, came up organically.
Well, it was just this whole concept of dungeon masters and making you go. I was just like,
you got to make it your own, man.
I just was not my bag, man. I was just not into it. I was like, this is not my thing.
Yeah, I nerded out in other ways. I was in band. I was a band geek.
If you give me a model airplane, I'd have been all about that. So, anyway. Like I said, we do have the ladies from La Tortula Book Club going to join us here in just a bit. And so we'll probably should get that going.
Indeed.
Trying to think if I can. I wonder if I can pull off a thing. I don't think I can, but I'm going to see what happens.
Okay.
We'll play it by ear. I'm going to pull off a thing. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see. All right. It is 17 after 9. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms hanging around the area today with moist air moving into the southwestern states. Will be cloudy and scattered showers and a few thunderstorms, and some of those storms could be severe with damaging wind and large hail. Our afternoon high today in the mid to upper 80s. Lingering showers overnight with low 60s, and then we're back to sunshine on Thursday. Maybe an isolated shower, upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 65 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 90%. Winds currently out of the south at 12 miles per hour. More rain for the rest of the week. We're looking at a 60% for today. Otherwise, partly cloudy. 84 for a high. Winds will be out of the south at around 10 miles per hour. For tonight, 30% chance of showers, mainly before 1 a.m. Mostly cloudy. 61 for an overnight low. Thursday, 20% chance of showers, partly cloudy, 88 for a high. Friday, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, and a high of 86. Friday night, if you're going to go out to the Wool Bowl for the Goddard matchup, bring a poncho, 40% chance of rain for that. Saturday, we're looking at a 40% chance of rain, mostly cloudy, and 81. Sunday, a 20% chance of rain, mostly sunny, and 85. And then looks like that's about it for the rain after Sunday. So we'll see, at least for the time being. All right, it is 9:18. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then we're going to talk La Tortula Bilingual Book Club. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. No. I'll get the correct pronunciation on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
You struggle with acne, eczema, or worry about skin cancer? Research suggests that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the age of 70. But when detected early, 99% of skin cancer cases are curable. At Epiphany Dermatology of Roswell, we place special emphasis on prevention, screening, and treatment. So schedule your annual skin exam by calling us at 575-208-7050 or by visiting our website at epiphanydermatology.com and get checked today. Prevention is key.
A good night's sleep is so important, and issues like sleep apnea make falling asleep and staying asleep nearly impossible, but we can help. I'm Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. With the help of a simple oral appliance, your sleepless nights could be a thing of the past. But don't take my word for it, just ask Lainey.
My name is Lainey Smith. I wasn't surprised when I found out I had sleep apnea simply because I had a horrible sleep pattern. I attempted to use the machine and it drove me nuts and I could not sleep with it. And then that's when Dr. Agar told me about the oral appliance. I would suspect I've been using it for 2 years now. In all of that time, I've had less than 10 poor nights of sleep. It's a complete game changer. I feel a lot better because I sleep.
This simple appliance can change your life. Call us today to set up your appointment so you can finally get the good night's sleep you need.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 575-622-4455.
The NMMI Broncos are 1-0 in conference and 2-1 overall when they return home to Roswell Saturday to face Kilgore College. The Rangers are undefeated overall and in Southwest Junior College Football Conference play are averaging 48 points a game. Come out to the Wool Bowl Saturday 4 p.m. to watch these two high-powered teams do battle. NMMI Broncos versus the Kilgore Rangers, Saturday 4 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, New Mexico. Don't miss it.
Let's face it, guys, we're living in times where the truth is becoming more suppressed and censorship is increasing at an alarming rate, especially on social media platforms. It's Clyde, and I want to tell you about a safe and secure digital playground we put together just for you. It's aftermath.media. You get access to thousands of Ground Zero archives and podcasts, along with our private social media groups with your basic membership starting at only $7 a month. Each subscription includes tech support, access to the RSS feeds, along with our own chat room and Telegram channel. In addition, the premium membership includes research study groups, webinars, a document and movie library, a live video stream of Ground Zero, a monthly Zoom chat with me, and other bonus content. Be sure to check out our yearly specials as well. Sign up today while you're thinking about it. Sign up at aftermath.media. Again, that's aftermath.media.
If you plug your nose, you can't tell the difference between an apple, potato, and an onion, unless you open your eyes. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, we have, I'm going to try to see if I get it right here, but we also have Dora Gonzalez and Bella Romaine joining us this morning. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And they're with the La Tertulia Book Club. I forgot the extra IN at the end.
You got it.
Yes. Good morning, ladies. How y'all doing today?
We're good.
Good deal.
Rainy, living the weather.
Enjoying the nice change of pace. It's nice to get good book reading weather.
Yes,
we were just
yes.
talking about this before you guys were on here. I was like, this is the perfect day to get you a book. Sit down, maybe not quite fireplace weather yet because it's a little warm, but, maybe get one on the TV, the fire on the TV thing, and then you can kick back and read your book. But yeah. I guess before we kind of get into the book and everything else, talk a little bit about the club, how it got started, and just give us a little bit of background there.
Well, I'll start, and Dora can pick it up.
All right.
Okay. Well, La Tertulia is the name of our bilingual book club.
Yeah, don't listen the way I say it. Listen the way she says it.
It means the gathering. It's a relaxed, informal, congenial discussion.
Gotcha. And it's a bilingual book club. So if you want, it doesn't matter if you speak Spanish, you speak English, guess what?
Right. There's something for everyone.
This is
and even though a knowledge of Spanish is desirable, it is not necessary.
Although I think if you want to learn, like if you're coming in and you're like, and you're like, I want to learn a little of the culture, a little of the history, I think that's what better place than hanging out with people that lived it and live it and know it and things like that.
Even people, Hispanic people that speak Spanish can learn how to speak
Absolutely. Well, depending on where they grew up and raised, and maybe they learned enough Spanish. They didn't grow up in, say, Mexico or something, but their family did, so they know Spanglish.
Oh, that's me. I'm definitely
and so they kind of, I know that. I know Spanglish. I speak it myself.
Well, La Tertulia is a few years old.
Okay.
During the pandemic, the National Endowment for the Arts had something called the Big Read.
Okay. Yes, I remember that.
Right. Okay. Great. Well,
unfortunately, COVID kind of put a damper on it, but we had it. But it wasn't nearly what we wanted it to be because of COVID, that stupid COVID.
Well, Roswell, as you know, Mike, was chosen as one of the communities, and the book chosen to read was Into the Beautiful North by Luis Alberto Urrea.
It's a great story.
Bilingual author.
Yeah.
And so they had Zoom discussions as part of this, and somebody presented the discussion online in English, and our current founder and leader of La Tertulia, Ricardo, was asked to do the discussion in Spanish. And one of the participants there said, years ago we used to have a book club, bilingual book club. Would you consider leading a new book, the new version of it?
So this all really spawned from the Big Read event.
Exactly. See, so there was a very positive outcome.
Yeah.
So Ricardo.
By the way, if you've not read that story, go back and read it. If you love buddy stories, like even an adventure, that's exactly what it is. It's full of action, adventure, bonding, family. It's got everything you need for an entertaining story. If you didn't check it out, I'd go back and read it. If you didn't do it during the Big Read,
great to know.
Go back and check it out. It's a really good book. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we should choose it maybe for one of our.
You know what? That might not be a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea. Exactly. Yeah. Dora's been in the club since the beginning, so she can talk more about what it was like for her at the inception.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, I think we started like in 21.
Okay.
2021.
Gotcha.
And we used to meet at a coffee shop.
Okay.
Downtown.
Hey, that sounds like a better place,
nice.
eh?
Oh, yeah, the coffee was fantastic.
That's right. You got great beverages, probably great eats, the pastries and what have you, and then you're talking about books. Works perfect.
But then the coffee shop decided they closed at 5 o'clock because it was starting to get wintertime and
they want to go home and read the books.
Really. So we moved on over to something that would be more easily, for
Works
us
with people's
for the
schedules
evening.
a little bit better. Yeah.
And Ricardo, he is a school teacher, so he had to go back to school. So we had to move it over to the evening.
He had a day job he had to go tend to now.
that pays the bills.
Yeah.
That pays for the books.
That's a necessary thing. We got to do that.
We currently meet at Pepper's Grill and Bar.
Okay, no place to get great food, by the way.
That's it, and they are very hospitable. And
just don't spill any soup or anything on the book. That's be a little neat.
No, it's your own book most of the
Oh,
time,
so spill all the stuff you want. It's your book.
The books are usually available 1 or 2 at the library.
Good deal. So if you want to get one
I
there.
get my books secondhand.
Good deal.
Online.
Perfect.
Or you can, a lot of times, get them on Kindle.
Yeah.
The current book that we're reading is available on Kindle.
And then when you're done with it, maybe not the digital version, but if you got the physical copy, donate it to Books Again or one of our other great organizations, or give it to a friend to read.
Or we share them with our members that have not read those.
Yeah,
books,
exactly. It's like,
you know.
hey, I read this book in
Because we always have
book
new
club.
members.
Yeah, and this is a
Yeah.
great book. You should check it out. Here, give it to. I'm done with it. You read it. So yeah, it's a great idea. But anyway, we'll get the.
We have a very nice, diverse meeting. The people range in age, I would say, from 30s to 80s.
Oh, great!
And
So you get a lot of perspectives, a lot of different.
Yes, very talented. Last time we had, let me see, Ricardo is, as Dora mentioned, an instructor at Goddard High School Spanish.
Okay.
He's also a coach, plays the flute, leads our discussion. He's a multi-talented person. We're very fortunate.
Yeah, matter of fact, we're going to get the flute ensemble in with him here later next month.
And he'll be great.
We're working on times now.
But we've had, let me see, last time we had a veterinarian, another person who's taught Spanish at New Mexico Military Institute. We have artists. We have several authors. We're going to be reading some of their books.
Good
Local
deal.
Roswell authors.
Love
we want
that.
We want to support
Give them some exposure.
Exactly.
And this is what I love about, and this is any book club. I mean, this one particular because you get really that bilingual side of it. But any book club's a great thing because if you love to read, it forces you to read things that you pigeonhole yourself. We just do.
Exactly.
When you buy books or you get pigeonholed. I'm into mysteries. I'm into romance. I'm into whatever.
Yeah.
Stephen King. Whatever we pigeonhole ourselves, and then. So when then you go to the library, go to the bookstore, or whatever, you draw right to those books, and then you kind of miss. This forces you to read books that maybe weren't something you'd pick up yourself.
Exactly, like poetry.
Yeah. Or maybe it's a book that you're like, this is a little deep for me. But having 10, 12 other people read it with you gives you 10 or 12 other perspectives. You're like, I interpret it this way, but someone else could read it and be like, I took it this way. And then you're looking like, you know what? I never thought of it that way. That's a good point. Or, I would agree with you except for this, that's
excellent point. We have some great discussions.
Yeah,
Mike.
and that's the part I love about it.
The books are all by either New Mexican authors or authors who live in New Mexico. So our current selection, by the way, is On the Edge of the Wild, Passions and Pleasures of a Naturalist. Doesn't that sound wonderful?
It does.
By Stephen Bodillo, and he lives in Magdalena.
Okay.
But we've had, if you want to learn even some Spanish, one of the bilingual books was Mi Abuela Fumaba Puros.
Okay.
And my school Spanish, I knew my abuela fumaba means my grandmother smokes. I had no idea what puros was, and it was like cigars.
Oh,
and
okay.
So
I was like,
I said,
that could change the whole meaning of this story depending on what she smokes.
Interesting. I'm not going there.
I was like, what is she smoking? I don't know. I'm curious.
Cigars.
But as someone who's not a native New Mexican, I've learned a whole lot about the culture, some of the myths and stories.
Sure.
Some of the background.
Love it.
It's fascinating. It's really opened my eyes to a lot that I did not know.
And it's I love that because because I'm from Maryland. I grew up and I'm born and raised in Maryland. I've been in New Mexico 20 years. Military brought me here, so I'm a transplant New Mexican. I spent almost as much time here as I have in Maryland, but I didn't know the traditions, the things that, Dia de los Muertos, even, the Zozobra stuff that's Albuquerque.
That
yeah, I didn't know any of that. And then since I've moved here, I learned about it. I'm like, what a great tradition. What a great
La
way
Llorona.
Yes,
La
the wailing
exactly.
woman. Yeah. Ever since I read that, on dark nights with the wind blowing, it's great. Okay, great. It's just kind of ruined my enjoyment of the
But these books were written mainly for the children to watch themselves, to be safe.
Sure.
That's how the parents got them home.
It's kind of the nursery rhymes that maybe some kids hear. The Mother Goose stuff you heard as a child.
Yeah. With the Llorona, you should not be near a railroad. You should not be splashing in the river. So
don't walk under ladders.
Acequias, they're very dangerous and.
it's nice.
Albuquerque,
Yeah, some of the titles.
But I love
like
all
to
that.
just-
I love the tradition.
Yeah, some of the titles that this is just a brief selection. Mysteries and Miracles of New Mexico. I mean, doesn't
Ooh.
that draw you in
That
immediately?
is so
And
I'm curious. Yeah.
all the Pretty Horses. Some of them are by really well-known authors, and some are by authors.
All
may
the
have
Pretty
known.
Horses
by
was
Cormac
also,
McCarthy.
made into a
Yeah, that
movie.
one.
Yes,
that one got
made
big.
into
That
a
one got
movie.
national attention
Right.
there. Yeah, that one did.
There's Romance of a Little Village Girl. This is an autobiography. We
Okay.
have history,
so
we have
sweet.
nonfiction, we have autobiography.
So it's
it
like a
runs
little
the gamut.
different subject each book. Each time you have a new book.
Exactly.
Here.
It's all different.
So
Fire on the Mountain by Edward Abbey. Mayhem Was Our Business. Memorias de un Veterano. This is a veteran by Sabine Ulibarri. He's recounting his experiences in the war.
Oh,
Very personal,
cool.
very poignant. Just something
Very interesting,
very interesting,
very funny.
and bilingual,
It's everything.
English and Spanish.
Awesome. What I love about those is you get, like, we learn history, we see history, but you don't hear as much the people that were living and walking in it and hearing their perspective. And it's usually different than what you read in a textbook. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
so to have those personal memoir stories like that, those are the real accounts of history you need to pay attention to. You know, incorporate that into what you learn in a textbook. You know, because that really gives you the feel of, you want to learn about the Civil War, read the textbooks, but read the diaries, read the personal accounts of people, reading their own memoirs.
It brings it to life.
You really learn
does, yeah.
the sentiment, the feeling.
And
that
you
thing-
learn about the different areas of New Mexico. Ulibarri, he's from Tierra Maria.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been there, and
Yeah.
I've lived here all my entire life.
Sounds
But
like you need to make a road trip.
I want to go. Yeah, now I do want to go.
And that's the other thing too, is books inspire you to do stuff.
Exactly.
I'm trying to convince my husband to go to Taos now. And we want to go, of course, before the winter sets in.
Yeah, before it gets actual
But we
snow and
did
stuff.
on the edge of Taos.
That's a July thing. Go up to Taos. Where
Okay.
It's nice and
Taos is
hot down here. It's nice and like 80s up there. Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Mike, thanks.
Yeah, that's the time to go when it's warm. Go hide up there. When it's cold, they can have it. But so the next book club meeting will be coming up here on September 20th.
Right.
And where do you guys meet at?
Okay, it's 5 p.m.
At Pepper's.
It'll be at Pepper's Grill and Bar. This time it'll be in the back room.
Okay, that
They're-
little
they've been that
private
room in the back,
they got
right,
there
private,
for meetings
private
and stuff.
there. And some of us get there a little early, like sometimes 4:30ish or something,
Let's go about
so
the
we can
specials.
socialize a little more, right?
talk about the
and
book, yeah.
and again, the selection is On the Edge of the Wild.
Okay.
Passions and Pleasures of a Naturalist by Stephen Bodio, B-O-D-I-O.
Okay.
And
Pick up a copy.
we'd love for you to join us, all your listeners. It took me months because when I read about it, I said, oh, that sounds nice, but my Spanish isn't good. And I let my concern about that keep me from joining. And
Your own
finally,
hang-ups
And
kept you
finally
from
I
doing
said,
it.
you know what? Heck with it. I'm going. And everybody is warm and welcoming. I've learned some interesting dichos, which is proverbs, you know. And so it's
That's the other
great.
thing too. Expand your social circle. Maybe you just made some new friends here, and now you got lunch buddies and dinner dates and movie buddies or shopping buddies or whatever. You got that. You got a
And
friend
that
there,
reminds me, for somebody who might be new to the area, Pepper's is at 500 North Main Street in Roswell.
big white
Okay.
can't
miss it. But
follow
just
your
in
nose.
case.
Smell the delicious meats.
They have good food,
Oh, yeah.
good attitudes. Everybody is very warm and welcoming, which is great.
Yeah, it's a good place to gather. That's why a lot of places gather there, because it's good food, good people, and
Just stop by, or you could call Ricardo.
Yes, I have actually Ricardo said we can call him.
Ricardo's probably your best if you have questions
Yes,
or want more information
exactly.
about the book club or
Right,
anything like
Ricardo Valenzuela, and his number is 575-914-1379.
Very good.
He did give me permission to put that on the air. So
If you don't get live Ricardo, then leave a voicemail and he'll get back
Right,
to you
exactly.
as soon as he can possibly do that. So, but please come grab this book. Come and maybe you're like, well, now do you all meet once a month? How often do you guys
Just once a month.
Third Wednesday of every month.
And it's a new book every month. So you
Yes.
basically get the 30 days to. It's like, all
And
right,
we're still doing the New Mexico books.
It's all
good
New
deal.
Mexico. Yep.
Excellent. So come out on the 20th. We'll discuss the current book, and then we'll unveil the book for next month for October.
Exactly. Ricardo does that, and what he does is he picks about 4 or 5 books, and we look through them, and then we decide.
So he gives you
as
like
group.
all right, we narrowed it down to 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Which one sounds best to the group here?
Right.
Very cool. I got
And
it.
he actually gives us samples, and we look it around, peruse maybe the cover or the little
That's
blurb.
a good way to do it.
It is.
Because if you just say what book you want to read, you're going to get 10 or 12, depending on how many people in the room. That's many different answers you're going to get. So,
Exactly, yeah.
so it's like, here's 3 books, pick the one you like the best. And I love that. And again, because it goes back to what we were saying, it forces you to read things that maybe you wouldn't have chosen for yourself. It also allows you to hear other perspectives about reading the same thing. And that, I don't think people realize what a valuable insight that is, because you could literally, and that's the beauty of humans, you could read the exact same passage word for word, and people will get 2 totally different meanings out of it, just depending on their life and where they brought up and what their experiences are. And that's what book clubs are great for, that kind of stuff. It forces you to think outside the box and think, consider other people's thoughts and input on this stuff.
And we've learned that. I mean, I didn't know New Mexico had that many authors. I mean, there's
We have
some
a lot of
fantastic
New
people.
Mexico's blessed with creative souls. I mean, music, art, the painting to clay to that stuff to writing. I think New Mexico, because let's face it, we're a beautiful state. Yeah, we got a lot of dirt and desert, but how many awe-inspiring mountain chains, and you know what I mean? How many pictures that you see that are New Mexico that look majestic and things, because we have all that. So I think our land just inspires creative types to come.
And even in our own backyard, we have our museums, our symphony, and Bitter Lake National Wildlife Refuge, where the sandhill cranes, is it that come? Yeah, it's just wonderful.
Well, don't forget, this Saturday is Museum Day in Roswell, and so and I invite you to go, and they're going to come visit the Walker Aviation Museum down, the International UFO Museum, the Anderson Bethany Museum, the Roswell Museum and Art Center, the Miniatures Museum over here. I might even be forgetting one.
Anderson and Bethany Museum?
I'm not Anderson Bethany. Anderson Museum, not Anderson Bethany Funeral Home.
Okay.
Thank you. I did that yesterday, too. I said Anderson Bethany instead of Anderson Museum.
Because
it is one of my favorite museums. So
Thank you for the catch there. Anderson Museum. Forget the Bethany. My dumb brain stuck that in there by accident. But,
good catch.
Thank you. Of course, people have been going down to the funeral home. Heard there was a museum day. We all got to show like caskets and stuff. Or what are we looking at?
It's called The Day I Died.
Here's our first dead person.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Anderson Museum.
It's
That's
that
what
moisture on the brain.
That's right. Anderson Museum. Thank you. But definitely come on out to the La Tertulia book club. Did I get it right that time?
Yes, you did. It's great.
Excellent.
Doing good.
September 20th. At Peppers, like I said, about 5:30 is when
5 p.m.
5 p.m. was when everybody is going to be gathering.
And if you want to come earlier, a little earlier, that's fine.
Yeah, come and get that, and of course order a meal and get and come ready to talk about the book, or maybe pick up the book if you're like, well, I don't know if I'll get it read by the 20th. Start it, read it, and then come anyway.
Okay, yeah.
You come anyway.
It's in different chapters. And each chapter can stand by itself, so don't let that impede you. Just come and read what you can.
Yeah, read it, and then let's discuss it. And you know what? Even if you're having trouble, maybe you go, and maybe there's 10 other people going, I have really trouble getting through this one. And you're like, then you start feeling, oh, good, it's not just me. That's the good part about book club.
So it is obviously very entertaining. Reading is a fun thing to do, but it's also educational.
Well, and this is something...
And you learn to socialize with people and have a great time.
And you mentioned those multiple perspectives are so important.
It is, because it really, especially in the world we live in, we live in a smaller world now. It's not like, when we were younger, where the poor internet and things, and you lived in your bubbles. You know what I mean? And then the bubbles went away when the internet and the world got smaller. And so with that, we're all like, well, we do things different. And so now it's good to learn that. And, it's an amazing thing. Let's face it, look at food. Look at all the other aspects of culture that we all share. How many of us love tacos? How many of us, you know what I mean? That's all because of that. That's the sharing of the cultures and the sharing. It's a good thing. So come be a part of that. Come learn about things that you're not familiar with. Come be exposed to things that you're normally not exposed to. You might turn out that might be your new favorite thing. Or it might be something that you're like, had a negative thought on something. Now that I know the story, it's completely opposite of that now. And that's what book club, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you thought something was great and turned out it wasn't so hot as you thought it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
or like you say, road trip, you haven't been there, you read about it.
Inspire you to go see and do other things. You know, maybe some of these authors will inspire you to see little known or other landmarks of across our state or across our region. Maybe
I'm waiting to read a book about the aliens.
Yeah.
We haven't hit that one yet.
About the what?
Aliens?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, now it touched on it a little in Mysteries and Miracles.
Oh, yeah,
of New
it
Mexico.
touched a little bit on
And there's if you can read that, it expands on the alien with a new theory that I had never heard of.
Okay.
And with that little tease, I'll leave it at that. Mysteries
Okay.
and Miracles of New Mexico.
Well, the theory I always hear is the nukes. Like when they were testing the bombs in the 40s, that's when they said that's what put the aliens or put us on the aliens' radar. That was what I've heard. And I also hear that the green ones are a joke. The grays are the real aliens.
Real ones.
That's what like if you do the green men, that's the hokey campy stuff. But the grays, that's serious business. So that's what I learned. I don't know.
Well, the universe is so huge, and there's so many different galaxies. It's hard to believe that we are the only
It
ones.
is narrow-minded to think of all the planets and all the different galaxies and all it's beyond our even comprehension at this point. We're the only people, intelligent life and all that. That does seem a little obtuse, a little narrow-minded thinking.
Very narrow-minded.
We have proof of it out there, but it's a little. It's like you realize there's a big universe out there. Certainly, there's a
They
planet
might
of.
not look like us, but they're there too.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? And always, maybe they breathe water instead of. I don't know, but who knows? But what's there is there, and that's. Who knows? Maybe someday we'll find out the truth. I don't know, but I don't think it'll be us. I think it'll be our kids that maybe get a visit. But anyway, come out to the book club. I know I got way off topic there, and come and learn and have fun, meet new people. Again, September 20th. 5 p.m. at Peppers is the next. Give out the title of the book again. And
The
the
title
author.
of the book is On the Edge of the Wild.
Okay.
Passions and Pleasures of a Naturalist by Stephen Bodio, Bodio.
Okay, get a copy of the book.
Yes. It's available on Kindle also.
It's on Kindle,
Yes.
so if you want to download it real quick, and then you can have it there. I'm not sure. Do you know if the library has a copy or carries a copy?
I believe they had one copy,
Okay,
at least.
check with them and see if it's checked out or not. Maybe you can pick up a copy there, or like I said, just get on the internet and see if you can pick one up, or if you know a friend that has it, or maybe. Do you guys have a Facebook or like a?
We do.
Okay, maybe they can shoot a message there saying I'm having trouble finding a copy.
Book club.
Okay, just look for the. And do you have to put like a Roswell or anything in there? Or is it pretty?
Book club would work.
Okay. The Tertula part might, or Tulia. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
shortchanged it again. It's spelled Tertulia. That's so.
Right, the
so that's-
gathering.
Yeah, the gathering. So do a Google or do a Facebook search there, and then like and follow it, and then you ask questions, or and if maybe you're like, I want to do this, but I can't find the book. Any recommendations, and then they can. someone
There's
will help
always
you.
Amazon.
Yeah. Exactly, or maybe you look out. Somebody will have a free copy for you.
Or again, they can call our fearless leader, Ricardo Valenzuela, 575-914-1379.
And he can help track down things that you need for that, or
And
answer
or
any questions.
answer any questions. Oh yeah, he's
answer
great.
any questions you might
Absolutely.
have
We're
on
fortunate.
the book club here and stuff. So very good. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you for having
Mike,
me.
yes, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and then we'd love to pop in time to time, give us updates and see what's going on. And maybe if you get a particularly popular book that you're like, maybe this might draw a few more people, let us know. We'd love to,
Okay,
Hey.
sounds great.
It's okay. You always wanted to read this book. This is the one we're covering. Come on and do a book.
We're
club
always
with us.
open for suggestions of different
And that's the other
books.
thing too. What if there's people saying, "Oh, I got some books for you guys. Come on down and
Yeah,
suggest
bring
it. The
'em.
more the merrier." Might be, it looks like they got a good list going, so it might be a while, but we'll get them on the list. That's the thing, and that's it. There's always more books. That's the beauty of book club. You get done, and I know you get a little, especially if it's a good book you love, you get a little sad. Do y'all do that? Like if you're it's like, dang, I'm almost done the book. What am I going to do? I kind of don't want to finish the story. I want to keep it going.
I reread the last chapter. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to finish it.
And so that's why I like series, because I'm like, oh, at least there's another book to keep the story going, that way you can kind of mitigate that. Oh, we're sad that this one's done, but guess what? It's going to be a new one right around the corner here.
And there's always something new to learn. For example, one of our books was dealt with a curandera, a healer, using traditional healing arts. There's always something like so. It's fascinating.
Yeah, all kind of thought provoking or things you just would have never. Maybe you're just like, oh, it's pretty interesting. I would have never thought about it till someone presented a book with me about it. Kind of thing. So please come be a part of it and come and one more thing. Get your kids reading. I don't care what it takes.
Yes.
When those kids get into school and they make them read the books and all that, great. But this is your job as parents. Take them to the library. Tell them to pick their own books, pick their own things. Because if you just have them rely on the books in school, they're going to look at reading as a work thing, not a pleasure thing. And if you tell them, because they're thinking, now I got to read To Kill a Mockingbird for school here or whatever it is, and they're going to look at reading as, oh, that's homework or that's classwork. And how do you fix that? You take them to the library and say, see this kids section? Pick any book you want out of there. What looks interesting to you? Is it an astronaut one or is it the flowers and the puppies? What is it that you're into? Pick it out. I don't care which one it is. It's in this children's section or whatever, appropriate for your child. Just turn them loose and let them pick out what they want. Let them find their own thing and let them have fun with it. Let them make it their own. I guarantee if you let them do that and they find the book, they're going to be more into reading and wanting to read, because once they learn, like, wait a minute, I can read for my own self and my own, like this book about aliens and cowboys and space wars, I can read that. Yeah.
And it opens the world to them, no matter what their circumstances.
Absolutely.
It opens the world to them.
And you know what? You're going to find out SAT scores, AT scores, all the vocabulary, because you pick that up as you read. You get exposed to words you've never seen before, and then you start, looking them up or seeing them in the context of a sentence and start understanding what they mean. And that's how you get better.
Even if it comes out as a movie and people say, oh, no, I'll wait till it's a movie. It is nothing compared to what the book was. Right.
I've never seen
as the movie is.
I've never seen a movie that equals the book.
Never.
Matter of fact,
it will not.
I had there was a Stephen King movie in the 90s called Hearts in Atlantis.
Didn't see that one.
And it was based off a Stephen King book called Hearts in Atlantis. I saw the movie. Anthony Hopkins was the main star of it, and I saw the movie and I was like,
scary.
Yeah, it was a darker. Stephen King.
Yes.
And I remember watching the movie and thinking, no, it was an alright movie. It was good. It was entertaining and all that. And then about a year later, just on a whim, I picked up the book Hearts in Atlantis. I'm like, I remember reading the movie and enjoying it. I think I'll check out the book. It's not even the same story. Like, the movie doesn't even cover why the book's called Hearts in Atlantis. Like, it doesn't even, like, there's the actual movie's like the first 100 pages of the book. There's a whole nother level of that story that the movie doesn't even cover. Exactly. And the part that made me laugh was the whole reason why it's called Hearts in Atlantis, they didn't cover in the movie. It was in the book. And so you're watching this whole movie called Hearts in Atlantis and everything. Why the heck is it called Hearts in Atlantis? Makes no sense. Has nothing to do with Atlantis, Hearts, or any of that stuff. But if you learn in the book, there was a little group that played. They were little college kids, and they called their little group Atlantis, and they played Hearts every Thursday night. So it was Hearts and none of that's in the movie, though. But anyway, to your point, almost never is the movie better than the book. The only time I will give you, I'll even lend that argument, is the first couple Harry Potter movies. Like the first two of them follow the book pretty meticulous. Once the books get thicker, then they start branching away. Yeah. But that's the only time I've ever watched a movie and saying, wow, they actually stuck to the book pretty close there. But past that, no, they ruin them. Yep. So go read the book, get the good version. Good deal. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you again, Mike.
Thanks for having fun with me. We'll see you next time.
Thanks. Looking forward to it.
All right. Well, take care and stay dry. Get you a good spot to read a book.
I know. It's nice out there. I'm loving it.
It's good reading weather. So maybe if you haven't finished the book yet, maybe today's the day you can knock it out.
That's a great idea.
Good idea. Good place to curl up and read the book. All right, it is 9:50. Let's pause for local news. Your Sean Hannity update, couple of commercials to pay for lunch, and we'll be back. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Sorello. Eastern New Mexico University releasing enrollment data on Friday. The results showing the most significant enrollment growth in the past decade, with a first-time freshman class up 14.4%, new transfer students up 16.5%, and total graduate enrollment up 3.3%. Overall enrollment increased to nearly 5,400, a 5.7% increase from last year. Roswell firefighters took part in a stair climb in downtown Roswell on Monday to honor the New York firefighters who died responding to the September 11th terrorism attacks. Most of the participating firefighters climbed and descended the Penn Plaza office building's 13 stories 6 times on Monday. Fire crews made the trek wearing full gear. There are similar stair climb memorial events held each year throughout the nation to remember the New York firefighters who made their way along the stairs of the World Trade Center towers trying to save people inside. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
And Matt Gaetz kind of dropped a bombshell on McCarthy, and he's demanding, he wants votes on term limits, a balanced budget. They want the 12 individual appropriations bills that were promised, voted on, and considered. He wants the release of all of the January 6 tapes. He doesn't want spending cuts to raise, or no spending cut to raise the debt limit. He's talking about even vacating the chair if they don't get a lot of these things done. And by the way, he may have support of some of the conservative members. In my view, if they start killing each other, then they're going to live and die together. So I think there's got to be a way for them to get in a room, lock the door, take away their phones, and hopefully go to work for the people that elected them, especially considering the very, very narrow margin they have.
The Conservative Underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Are you tired of watching your stock market swinging back and forth and your money with it? Now, the stock market is more volatile than ever. Want to weather today's economic uncertainty? Say goodbye to the wild shifts in your portfolio? You deserve an investment that delivers consistent monthly returns and is built on solid American ground. And Phoenix Capital Group offers high-yield corporate bonds to investors with returns of 8 to 12% annual interest paid monthly. Now, these are corporate bond offerings available to both accredited and non-accredited investors. Join thousands of satisfied investors who are paid on time every time. You can learn more about their investment offerings today when you go to PhoenixOnHannity.com. Now gain the confidence you need for your financial future today. It's important you understand before making any investment decision, you should carefully consider or review any and all risk involved. Just visit PhoenixOnHannity.com today. Get all that information you want. PhoenixOnHannity.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms hanging around the area today with moist air moving into the southwestern states. Will be cloudy and scattered showers and a few thunderstorms, and some of those storms could be severe with damaging wind and large hail. Our afternoon high today in the mid to upper 80s. Lingering showers overnight with low 60s, and then we're back to sunshine on Thursday. Maybe an isolated shower, upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Stocks are mixed on Wall Street at mid-morning after a highly anticipated report showed that inflation accelerated across the country last month and by a bit more than expected. The Consumer Price Index says Americans paid prices last month that were 3.7% higher than a year earlier, up from July's inflation rate of 3.2%. Tomorrow will bring reports on inflation at the wholesale level and on sales at U.S. retailers. The Federal Reserve's next two-day meeting is scheduled to wrap up a week from today. That's when policymakers will announce their latest decision on interest rates, to hold them or raise them. America's top-selling vehicle is the Ford F-150 pickup truck, and it will be getting a bit of a facelift next year, one of just a few new or updated vehicles to be shown off at Detroit's big auto show this week. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber to home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced state-of-the-art dentistry.
You can't hunt camels in Arizona, but you can buy them. They go for about $10 a pack. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:58. We're about done. We're going to kick me off the radio here. Clay and Buck will take over at 10 o'clock. I do want to remind you, if you missed any part of our show, you can check it out at your leisure. All you need to do is log on to ksvptv.com, click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find all of our interviews there ready and waiting for you. This morning in the 7 o'clock hour, we had Janine Best join us with the Chavez County Federated Republican Women, talking about their next meeting, which will be 1 week from today, next Wednesday at the Convention Center. Also talked about Cowboy Prom, which is Saturday night at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. Tickets are still available. Call 575-420-8455 to get your tickets for Cowboy Prom this Saturday night, 16th from 6 to 11. Graham Brothers will be on the stage doing the music. They're going to have the Picks and Sticks camper phone booth photo booth for everyone. They have dinner, peppers, green chili brisket, or tequila lime chicken, I believe is the other offering. Silent auction, live auction. They have a card cut for a firearm. All of that, but 575-420-8455 to get your tickets for Saturday night's Cowboy Prom event. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had Jennifer Cole, Roswell Independent School District Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum. Also, Dr. Porter Cottrell, Principal at Goddard High School. They joined us to talk a little bit about Monday night's school board meeting and just talking about stuff in the district. Had some good information for folks there. And then, of course, we just had the ladies from the La Tertulia Book Club just a few minutes ago, talking about their book club and their next book and their next meeting, which will be on September 20th. Go back and check that out, learn more about that. Sounds like a lot of fun, actually, there. So that's what we had. Time for us to say goodbye. We'll talk to you bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Take care. Have a great day. Stay dry, everybody.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall.